Hey, Dolan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Great. All right, I gotta mute my notifications on my computer.
In here.
Great. Okay, I'll just do a couple things. Yeah, I can hear you. You look great.
Awesome. And then if you could make both of mine an admin, because I'm going to screen share on my other one for my iPad as well.
Yeah, let's see here. Make host. There you make co-host. There you are. Chad, I'm gonna make you co-host. Okay, cool.
I can screen share without being a co-host on my iPad.
Okay, let's see here. All right, yeah.
If you could make my other account either a co-host or enable screen sharing.
Okay, one sec. Um I'm just gonna turn off my notifications. Here we go. Okay, that's all off. Telegram is off. And let's see if I can do a couple other things here. Yeah. What does that look like? There we go. Okay. Great. See lots of people joining. Okay. Yeah, let me start video. Allow purpose. Okay.
All right, welcome everybody. Just a few more minutes, little technical stuff we're setting up, but yeah, get ready to roll. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We're super excited to be with you and to share. And yeah, if you can, I know it's tough because it's probably in the middle of the day for some of you guys. Try to have a planner open or journal open, something to write. Try to get some space. Ideally, we're gonna go through some stuff, but this is really meant to give as much value as possible. We're at such a poignant time right now in life in general and in the year. Let me turn this more light. But yeah, it's really meant to hit the year running, the new year. We've had so much contrast the last few years, and there's enough fortitude and awareness that now it's like, okay, let's really set ourselves up to win in this. And so, the first thing is always creating some space. And so I really hope you're able to do that today. We'll be going through some stuff and, take notes. And then, some of the questions we ask, you'll be able to answer and fill out this sheet together. So yeah, really, really excited. And thanks for popping in.
Cool. Thanks for that, Chad. Love the view.
Yes, I'm trying to get a view and the light at the same time here.
It looks awesome. Yeah, loving it. Looking great. Yeah, just handling a couple more tech things. Got lots of people coming in here, which is great. So, okay, let's see the last few things we want to do here. Do we see Carla?
I think she should be joining nowish.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. All right, and then let's get us going on Facebook too. And then and Instagram. Let's see here. Okay.
The trifecta.
Yeah, we're gonna hit everything here.
Okay, I like it.
Why not? More the merrier, right? Okay, let's get going here. I hope my camera's gonna be straight. Live.
Welcome, Lynn. Welcome, Meg. Welcome, Kevin, Linda. We got some amazing people popping in here. This is great.
Okay. All right, Carla's in the waiting room and we are live. It looks like we're live. We're telling your followers that you're live. Yeah. So we're live on Instagram. Awesome. Got people joining there. Okay, great. And then let's go live on Facebook. Awesome. Yeah, we got lots of people joining there. Great. And Chad, Dima. Okay, let's get Carla in here. Okay, she's in the waiting room. And where is she?
There she is. She's
Oh, there she is. Perfect.
I'm here.
Make co-host. Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna add a bunch of other people. Amazing. Whoa, look at this. Awesome. Great. We got some people jumping on. So, and if you guys, Dima, Chad, Carla, if you guys want to hop on the Instagram too, if you want, and
Okay.
request to join, I can add you. Should be live, should be good to go. And then, oh, what do we got going on here? Let's see. Continue. Yeah. Okay, and then who can see? Okay, where do we want to go?
All right. We can get ready to hit it start here.
Cool. So Carla, are you still able to get some music going here? Get some energy going, get some music playing, and then Chad and Dima, if you want to get some people dropping their celebrations in the chat. I'm just going to try and get us go live on
Yeah, sounds great.
to go live on Facebook.
Yeah, I think what we can do is this is going to be super succinct and value packed, like I said. It's really great to if you want to have your video on, please turn it on. If you don't, that's okay too. But yeah, just to put a face with people, and also, let's put in the chat what you're celebrating. I think right now it's like part of this process is we all have something to be grateful for. We all have something to celebrate, even though at times, it can be super overwhelming. And it's hard to sometimes find those things. But I promise you, that if you take a little moment, you can find something. Would love to put it in the chat and put it in there. And I will start just by being vulnerable. So yeah, I'm celebrating my health. I've had a really challenging health journey the past few years, and yeah, I've really worked my butt off to get my health under order, and I feel like I'm finally in this trajectory of figuring it out. And so yeah, I'm super grateful for that, and I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating myself for the work that I'm going through to get to the other side of this.
Awesome. Great share, Chad. Thanks, man. And yeah, I mean, very blessed that your health journey is on the upward trend, and love seeing you back in action and getting all ramped up. Dima, do you want to share a celebration?
So I'm celebrating on our end with my main company, Influx, our agency, hitting Inc. 5000. for the
Nice.
year 2021. So we got this award in August. That's many years of hard work that went into this. And also celebrating this year has actually been really challenging on the business front. And it's been after a big spike for the Inc. 5000, this has been a big year of realignment. So as we're wrapping up the year, it feels like our team and culture, everything is more aligned than ever. And other big celebrations, of course, being here with you guys. So getting Evo back Evoing and evolving. This has been such a meaningful project for me since the start, and it feels really good to jump back in here. And so celebrating today.
Awesome.
Boom.
Love it. Yeah, congrats, Dima. You've been crushing it, and I've been so honored to work with you this year, man. It's been so much fun. All right. Carla, do you want to share?
Yeah, yes, I do. And can you guys hear the music okay in the background? Can you hear it at all? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. Everyone else, put your thumbs up if you can hear the music. Is the music okay?
Okay,
Is it nice?
great.
Good? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. It's
Okay,
beautiful. I love
okay.
it. Great choice.
Yay! All right, hi everybody. I'm Carla. I am so happy and so excited to be here with each and every one of you guys. What I am celebrating is quite literally being here on the other side of 2022, moving into 2023. I had a massive, I would call it a rebirthing experience for myself and my life in 2022, really just releasing everything that did not serve out of my life and made room for so much deeper alignment with my soul and my mission, my life path. And so yes, just being here right now in this moment and celebrating and honoring deep alignment. That's what I'm celebrating.
Nice. Alignment. That's like my core word, alignment.
Really? I love that.
Core
It has to be.
driver, 1000%.
Yes.
Awesome. Beautiful. So we're just after 3 o'clock here. I'll do a quick celebration share and then we'll jump into it. But I mean, I share the sentiments. I'm super honored to be a part of this project. Moving forward, we'll dive into all of this and what that looks like and who I am and who everyone else is. If you don't know, most of you are probably the most familiar with Chad, and maybe Dima as well, but we'll dive into all of that. But yeah, it's a big year. It was a big year for me. I got married. So huge year. That's been, an ambition of mine since I was probably 10-year-old boy. I always wanted to be married and have a family. And so my wife has 2 children from a previous relationship and, embraced them as my own. It was a really incredible year. So that's probably like one of my biggest celebrations this year. So and then, yeah, just being here with all of you is really incredible and such a really beautiful, powerful way to just close out this year and move into the next. So thank you everyone for being here and appreciate all of you. All right.
Love
And
it.
yeah, if you're just joining, drop your celebrations in the chat. Share your celebrations. Let's jump into a few here.
I love this. Family and personal healing, business
Yeah.
growth. Wow, a lot of. Yeah, this is a potent last few years for sure. I love
Yeah.
to read these.
Dima and Chad, do you guys want to jump on the Instagram? Did you?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
jump in
that's-
right now.
All right, cool.
Yes, Shane, Rebecca, congratulations on becoming a reoccurring expert on national TV news.
Wow.
Congratulations for celebrating the start of your creative career, letting go of what wasn't serving, feeling ready to embrace your full embodiment of 2023. Love that. Love seeing the paradigm reset and business growth. Seems like for a lot of people, actually, the theme of realignment is coming up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Realignment, family,
Family, that's a big one.
quite a bit of career advancement.
Yep.
Ooh, Melanie, release some new music with your band. Feel free to drop us a link in here.
100% share. Yeah, if you guys have things you've created you want to share, please drop it in the chat.
Nice,
Just
Andrea.
scale with your tea business. Cure tea. Awesome. Jocelyn Fulbright Research Scholar at University of Alberta, Canada. Congratulations. Ooh, Rebecca, awesome. Grew your team from 1 to 7 and hit 7 figures. Boom. And more importantly, worked less than in 2021. That's amazing what happens as you grow and bring in a team. You can do more and work less.
Yeah, this is so important.
In your celebrations.
Because obviously, like I'm reading this too. Alignment is the word. Realignment totally worked for 2022.
Yeah,
it's like again all this contrast, and then now we're potent and we're able to activate, with clarity. I feel like we had our personal journey, and then as a collective, as a group, obviously, it's like we're all in this together, and we get thrown off of alignment to get contrast, and now it's like, okay, I have this data. Now it's like, boom, I get the clarity, and it's a big time for a lot of people with rebirth, because it is that potent time. So definitely exciting to read these guys.
Cool. All right. Excuse me. So I don't think we're going to be able to get the Facebook going. Doesn't look like it, but it's all good. We got a lot of.
I say we roll.
Yeah, we got a lot of amazing people here, and I think it's time to dive in. So, all right, I want to kick it off with a couple questions. I'm a huge fan of questions, and this is not a sit back and listen kind of webinar. This is experiential, full-on involvement. Hopefully you can feel that already and see that and expect that from us. So my first question is, basically the point of this is to prepare for 2023. We want to lay the foundation to have an amazing year. So I want to see show of hands, who's absolutely ready to make 2023 your biggest year ever? Who's actually ready to make that happen?
I haven't got my foot. I got the whole
thing. Yeah, you got your
going.
Foots up, hands up. I love it. Awesome. Okay.
I'm shaking everything right now.
So one of my favorite things that I've been kind of using as a mantra for the last couple of years is, if you're ready, if you want what you've never had before, you're going to have to do what you've never done before. So who is ready to do what you have never done before in order to achieve what you've never had before? All right, show of hands, who's ready to do that? Awesome. Okay, great, good stuff. And then final question. I think a lot of us share this mission, but who is ready to inspire the world with your awesomeness? Raise your hands. Who's ready to do that? Yeah, awesome. Love that. Okay, great. Beautiful. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to everyone for joining. Let's see if we got a few more people coming. Okay, great. So basically, I just want to, again, thank you everyone for being here. This is just, very last minute, maybe quite out of the blue for some of you, but it's incredible to see all of you taking action and doing what it takes to make this happen, no matter what. Even if it's last minute, maybe it didn't fit totally into your schedule or what you had planned. Maybe you were gonna do a Netflix binge tonight or whatever you had planned, you're here and you made it. So I want to thank you so much. I want to thank Chad for opening up the opportunity for all of us to be involved in this project. So thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you endlessly.
Boom, boom, boom.
I want to thank a dear friend, Aaron, who I don't think is on here, but I want to thank Aaron for making the introduction from me to Chad many years ago to make that connection happen. So thank you, Aaron. And Dima and Carla being here, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to working on this with you and just getting to know both of you even better. So thank you everyone there. All right, so what can you expect from today's webinar? So basically, as I mentioned, this is like the foundation of goal planning, right? So we want to plan your goals and lay that foundation and get you rolling and rocking so that when the year comes, you have like that momentum to carry forward. So that's the first thing, okay? Second thing is you're going to learn some cool new tips and insights that are actually going to help you prepare mentally for the new year and get ready and to get rocking. The third thing is we're obviously going to get to connect with other like-minded, amazing individuals, right? Like look around you, if you can see in the screen, these are all like incredible people who are ready to not only serve themselves on another level, but serve others on another level. So this is a beautiful thing. So we encourage you in here not only to share so we can actually connect with each other, but as we move forward in, on social media and the Facebook group that we're going to get going and get, resparked, the Facebook page and other events that we do, reach out, connect. I think we've all had enough isolation over the last few years that it's time to really create those new bonds and go deeper. And then finally, we are going to have an opportunity to win some amazing prizes. We're going to do a little contest at the end. So we want to reward you all and give you something really, really amazing to look forward to and have a chance at winning. So yeah, so there you go. That's what you can expect from this. All right, so who am I? Who am I? Who's this person talking to you right now? My name is Dolan Ramsey. I live up in Prince George, Canada. And yes, I'm freezing my butt off up here. I've been in the human potential world for over 20 years now. My journey started with a company called Peak Potentials, who some of you may know, T. Harv Eker. I started as a student. I ended up working for the company, and I eventually ended up becoming a trainer for the company many, many years ago. That led me on an amazing journey since I've gotten into the world of like online marketing, a lot of online marketing. I've worked with a lot of the biggest thought leaders in the world, such as John Maxwell, John Gray, Deepak, and now currently I'm a marketing director for Jim Quick, who's the #1 brain performance coach in the world. So some of you may know him. Some of you may even have his book, Limitless. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Awesome. Coach Kevin. Jim's an amazing friend of mine. Really love supporting him and his mission. And that's really where I thrive. I thrive on supporting leaders and supporting people like yourselves to have the greatest impact possible in this, on this world. So that's a bit about myself. And if you've been, engaging with us via email again the last couple of weeks, you're talking with myself. The emails are coming from me. So I'll be doing a lot of the communications moving forward in this project and really holding the container to carry the energy forward. So by all means, if you ever need anything, just reach out, hello@projectevo.org, and just connect. And we're here, like truly I just want to support as many of you as possible. And whether it's in your relationships or finances, career, whatever it is, please just reach out and connect. We're all here. We have such an incredible team, as you're going to find out, with so much experience that, we are happy to help you however we can. So please just reach out. So, all right, next, I'm going to introduce Chad. Chad's a dear friend who I've known for quite a few years now, and we've reconnected recently about this project. As I mentioned, I met him through a mutual friend of ours, Aaron Fortner. And if you don't know Chad is one of the founders, the creators of Evo. He is who we all have to thank for being here and having this amazing project and amazing products. So Chad, welcome. Chad is
Thanks, brother.
Also the founder of App Empire, which is a mobile app incubator. And Chad, I don't know how many people know this, but Chad is the creator of an emoji app that has over 1 billion downloads, which is
the first one.
absolutely insane. The first one to reach 1 billion downloads, or the first ever app, was it the first ever emoji?
The first emoji, yeah, for iOS.
That's absolutely incredible. Like that's the vision for that is like insane. So congratulations on that, Chad. So
thanks, buddy.
yeah, so Chad's the man, and we're gonna get to know Chad a lot more as we go as well. So
yeah, real quick, I just wanted not to interrupt, but just want to say, like, again, love seeing you guys here. Super excited. Obviously, you can see, we have our own realignment that's happening right now, as a company. And so just acknowledging that, we went through a really challenging few years, but this mission is more alive than ever. And, obviously we all see how important flow is and alignment is, right, in our lives. It's like, it is the #1 thing. And I know that people that, are on here, people that have a planner, you took your brain type assessment, you're like, oh, okay, there's something different about my day when I actually set it up for myself. And so, you know, I just wanted to say it's a pleasure to have you here through this journey, even though there hasn't been a lot of communication, but we are super, super excited and attacking this, you know, better than we ever have. So that's part of the goal too, is just to show you like, we're here, and, you know, we're learning, we're getting better. And, you know, that's the whole intent here. How many people can we get aligned and keep aligned in this process of flow and becoming who you are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Chad. And we're gonna dive into a bunch of different things here. We're gonna go through the planner, or the PDF guide. Hopefully, you all have that. If you don't have the PDF guide, let me just drop a link in here real quick. We sent out a PDF guide that all right.
No, I got it.
You got the link? Awesome. Okay, so if you don't have this guide yet, definitely open it up. Have it open in a browser. Hopefully, did anyone actually print it out? Is anyone a physical paper person? Did someone print it out? Yeah, awesome. Okay, great, good stuff. Great. So, so we're going to be going through this planner, and we've got a couple other things in store. So you're going to hear from Chad a little bit more about. We're just going to dive into some of the brain types, just to do like a refresher, which is awesome. We're going to come up and do some of that soon, and a few other awesome things. So thanks for that, Chad. So yeah, so next is Dima, or Dimitri. We call him Dima, dear brother of ours. I've known of Dima for, man, close to 10 years. I've been a fan of his work for a very long time. Dima runs, as he mentioned earlier, an Inc. 5,000 web design and development company called Influx. They are absolutely incredible. So 100%, if anyone needs some next level work, reach out. We'll make that happen. He's amazing. He just did Jim Quick's new brand. And it's absolutely incredible. So I finally got to connect with Dima last year, finally, after years of being a fan of his work and trying to reach out to him many times. So incredibly happy to have him here. Again, Dima runs Influx. Influx is an incredible company. They've built some of the top brands for the top thought leaders that you know, Lewis Howes, many others, as I mentioned, Jim Quick, and you know, their company is absolutely incredible. So they've also done, of course, they've done all of Evo design and branding, and we're going to be coming out with a new brand and design soon. And so just absolutely incredible work. Dima is also one of the original founders as well, and funders of Evo. So he's a big part of why we're here now, and just incredibly grateful to know him and have him here. And he's going to share some really amazing stuff around, like, you know, picking themes for the new year coming up. So he does some really beautiful work. He's an incredible poet, talented artist in so many ways. So Dima, so great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you, Dylan. Super excited to share this moment with everyone. Just annual reflection and annual planning is such a big part of my life. So it's always best when shared, both with those we love and those that we get to impact, celebrate with, and set intentions for the new year. So I love seeing that there's almost 100 of us on here, which just makes the energy that much greater for everyone in us setting these powerful intentions for the new year. So thank you, and I'm excited for today.
Awesome, my pleasure. And I just want to just excuse me, I have a bit of a cold that just came up in the last couple of days. So if you hear me clearing my throat, or I sound a little bit nasally, or you watch me duck out and blow my nose, I apologize. But yeah, just dealing with that right now. So Carla is a new connection for myself. So, you know, it already incredibly blessed and impressed to know her. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to read a little bio that she sent over, because I really do want you to really understand the full scope of who she is. She's truly incredible. She's on the Instagram live right now, so you can always like go and find her and follow her too. She's doing some really beautiful work. So Carla Elizabeth Sampson is the founder of the Fem Genius Academy, an online empowerment and business school for entrepreneurial women to design success, embody personal brand stardom, and impact with mission from their global stage. Carla is also the creative brand director inside Influx, the company that Dima is the CEO and founder of. serving leading authority influencers in designing, refining their company and personal brands to design their world-class websites as well. So I'm really excited to work with you on that aspect as well, Carla. Carla leads her life by her own motto. Your purpose is your presence. Your mission is your mastery. You are the designer of your destiny, the birther of worlds. Wow.
Your purpose is your presence, your mission is your mastery. You are
Wow.
the designer of your destiny, the birther of worlds. Yes.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's so good to be here. And yeah, I just want to say really, really quickly, you know, it's been a few months now that I have actually been using the Evo journal. And that's why I'm here, is because I have really found depth in consistency with using this journal and with using this process. And so I basically invited myself to be a part of this team and this squad because I'm just really enjoying diving into Evo, and I'm so excited to dive in with each and every one of you. So grateful to be here.
Awesome.
If
Awesome.
I could add a line to Carla's introduction as well, Carla is also an artist. Carlisi is a singer, performer, rapper, producer, songwriter, and the ceremonialist. So I know we'll experience just a little taste of the ceremonialist artist here today. And we'll share where you can find her music as well. Purpose is Presence is actually one of her songs that's so representative and embodied of this kind of work.
Awesome. Yeah. It's like Dima has flow, Carla has flow. I've heard Chad, he's got flow. I gotta find my verbal flow to like keep up with you guys. And eventually we'll all do an album together. So
Yes.
an Evo album. If anyone wants to be a part of it, drop a line and let us know.
It can be called Evo Flow.
Evo
That's great.
Flow. There we go. There we go. All right. So so before we get to the next part here, which we are gonna Carla's gonna do a little bit of like a opening ceremony type, setting the energy. So that's really wonderful. We are gonna get to experience her gift here, which is I'm really excited for, and just set the tone for the rest of this for this session. So just a couple like rules of the game. First thing, you've probably heard this, a lot of people say this before, but I'm just going to say it simply: don't trust a word we say. And I know that might sound a little bit weird, but a lot of what we're going to share and do share in the future is just our experience, right? It's what's worked for us and what has happened to work for a lot of other people. So on that same note, like just, you know, take it as a grain of salt and then just see if it works for you. And on that same note, keep an open mind, right? If we have a full cup already, you know, how are we going to expect to bring in anything new, any new information? As I said earlier, if you want to achieve things you've never achieved before, you're going to have to do things you've never done before. In order to do that, most likely you're going to need some new information, right? So we want to keep an open mind. We also want to limit distractions. So if you've got a phone that's distracting you, or, you know, you got the TV on with the game or whatever it is, you know, like try and limit these distractions so we can focus. And then take notes. This is 100% active. We want you coming out of this with like actual things made. We want you to have some goals written down and some other things that you're going to find out. So like this is active. So please take notes, write things down, type things out. That'll go a really long way. And then finally, just smile and have fun. Like if we're not having fun, what's the point? And the more you have fun, the more it's going to stick. So we want you to have fun 100%. So if everyone just drop a big smile, give us a big smile. Let's have fun, you know, loosen up. This is not meant to be serious in any way. And this is a core, like, it's a core value that we really carry. And Chad reminds me of this all the time, which is amazing. It's like, dude, just have fun with this. I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you. I needed that reminder. So yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna run real quick. My computer charger's in the other room, but Carla, I'm gonna pass it over to you. I'm gonna go on mute, and then Carla, I'm gonna let you take over this part and you know, lead us into this beautiful energetic state for the rest of the so that we're prepared for the rest of the session. So there you go.
Thank you. So I'm going to do just a really quick sound check here. I'm going to invite you guys to give me a little feedback And let me know that you can hear my voice as well as the sound that I am playing. So just let's fast forward to the center of the song. Maybe right around there as far as sound. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can still hear my voice and you can hear the music and the quality of sound is equal. Yeses. Beautiful. Good volume on the sound. Someone can't hear the music. It looks like that person might be on a cell phone. Let's get another few yeses and then I will readjust or I will go forward. Okay, that's his yeses.
I can't see my.
Looks to me like those who are calling in on cell phones might not be able to hear the music. But I'm going to invite you to just listen to the sound of my
It'll
voice.
show up on the screen.
Right, lots of yeses. So the music is less important, my friend. And so if you cannot hear the music, no worries. I'm going to invite you to listen to the sound of my voice. And so, welcome everybody. In this moment, we're going to be diving into a bit of a visualization, an opportunity to look into our future selves. So the way we're going to do this is very simply, if it feels safe and comfortable and beautiful for you, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Welcome to keep your eyes open if it feels more beautiful and inviting for you, feels best for you in this moment. With your eyes closed, my invitation for you is to take just a couple of really good deep breaths into that beautiful body of yours. Allowing for a little extra reoxygenation into the cells, into the blood flow of your body. Invite in just a little bit deeper of an inhale. Letting that exhale of yours just soft and gentle and full. Not pushing or pressing the breath, but just simply allowing a little extra revitalization of oxygen in your body. If you need to move around a little bit, finding a comfortable position, whatever feels best for you. A little movement in the shoulders or neck. Relaxing the jaw and just allowing the body to find a little extra ease, a little extra comfort here. And as we turn our attention inwards with the eyes closed, let's invite ourselves fully right here, right now into presence. Inviting ourselves into this presence, this moment. There's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do but simply being right here, right now. In this moment of beingness, when we turn our attention and when we turn our awareness to do a little bit of inventory. Inventory as if your life in this past year of 2022 has been like a movie and that you have this opportunity to watch this movie in the screen of your inner world. So look back at where you were back in the first day, January 1st, 2022, and your life plays out like the scenes of a movie. What big moments of 2022 pop into the screen of your movie? Notice, be aware of what are the moments that were meaningful for you. What are the moments that were intentional for you? What are the moments that matter in your 2022? The moments that mattered in your life. And be aware that there will be movie screen moments that some of those moments will be beautiful, full of love, grace, compassion. And some of those moments too will be challenging. Some of those moments will be full of turbulence, drive people. But all of those moments, every moment that moves into the screen of your mind, every moment mattered to you. How did it matter? In this moment, as we gaze over what matters to us, can we too do a little inventory to see that each and every one of those moments, whether it be beautiful or whether it be challenging, each one of those moments has taught us something. There's something to take with us into 2023, that there is a gift, a lesson. And so in this moment, as we take these gifts and these lessons, let us bring them into the center of our chest, into the heart. Feeling all of these moments that mattered to you in 2022 now get to come with you into your future. So here now, we have this great and beautiful opportunity to write a story. To write the story of the movie of our future. So just as we looked into the past on movie screens, different moments of your past, can you do this too for your future? Can you look forward? And as if you are the designer of this future, you are the creator of this movie. My invitation is to get curious. Get curious with yourself and ask yourself, what would I like to see on the screen of my movie? As if today was January 1st, 2024, and I'm rewatching the screen of my past from 2023, what would I like to see as events that happen in my 2023? And can you allow your imagination and your mind's eye to create moments of love and gratitude projected into your future? What is it that you are calling in? What is it that you are designing as your optimized 2023? And just notice and trust anything that comes alive within you, that this is your destiny that you are designing. You are choosing, and that you have this great power to choose. So is there anything in particular that you call in to your reality in this moment? And so in this moment, let us draw the feelings into our future projection. Feel how it would feel to already have what it is that you are designing as your future destiny of 2023. If it would feel exciting for you, can you feel excitement in your body here now? If you would feel successful, can you feel success in your body here now? If it would feel meaningful, can you feel meaning in your body now? Generating the feelings of what it would feel like to Draw these feelings into your heart, knowing that you have the ability to continue to bring these feelings into this present moment here now. My invitation as we close this piece of our visualization is to draw both of your hands over your heart center, making a gentle and loving agreement with yourself that you can always return back to this feeling here now. Feeling of what it feels like to have your optimized 2023. It is yours, and it is yours now. So to solidify and decree and declare this visualization as your destiny and as your reality, let's take 3 final, really good deep breaths in and out at your own pace, your own time. Finish this final deep 3 breaths. Welcome to reopen the eyes and come back and be seen every time.
Thank you. Wow,
My pleasure.
that was amazing. Oh, I miss that in my life. Yeah, I miss that. Do you have recordings of anything like this? Like we could listen to at the beginning of our day or something like that? Start our
I
day
sure
with?
do. I sure
Yeah.
do. And I'd be happy to send it out to
Okay.
the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
I'll
make
send
sure I
it to
get,
you.
yeah, perfect. Make sure I get that link and I'll send it out. I have a feeling there's going to be a couple resources that come up today. I know I have one that I'm going to reference. So, Chad, Dima, just make sure you send me any links. We'll get that out to everybody, but definitely I would love a link to that for sure. So thank you. That was really beautiful.
Pleasure. And if anyone feels called to drop in the chat, anything that's coming alive for you, anything that was coming up for you as you experienced your optimized 2023, you're welcome to drop it in the chat as we continue onwards here.
Wonderful. All right. Well, our next chapter in this today's event is we're going to go to Chad, and Chad is going to just do a simple, basic overview refresher of the brain types. So as many, so just before we jump in real quick, we're working on the website. The website has some cleaning up to do, some fixing to do, some optimization. So right now the website is down, so the brain type quiz is not available, but it'll be available very, very soon. So for anyone who doesn't know or doesn't remember or has never done it, that quiz will be ready very soon. So we'll get that out to you as soon as it's ready. But for now, yeah, Chad, would love for you to refresh us on the brain type and possibly how that can serve us going into this new year.
I love it. Yes. Thank you. That was amazing, Carla. Definitely helped a lot, just center me. So yeah, obviously brain type, right? We believe in brain type. It's a big deal. And what is brain type? And essentially, I think most of you probably understand it. We can probably actually potentially post a link to take the brain type. But a lot of it is, and we have really 4 brain types. And so this is really key to understand. And for me, it was such an aha when creating this product, because I always knew, I'm like, wait a minute, one size doesn't fit all. There's definitely some personalization. I know that I operate very differently than a lot of people. And in the past, I received a lot of pain with that, right? It's like, I want to have fun, I want to bring energy, I felt like I wasn't set up properly, and it was, really challenging at times in relationships, whether I'm working with somebody. And so this brain type, assessment really played into so much in life, and the alignment piece, because once we figured it out, it wasn't just our team. We saw a lot of people, like the actual alignment that they would receive. It was amazing. It's like tasting yourself, for the first time. And a lot of it is, how you process information and how you see the world, right? That really matters. How do I process and how do I see the world? And so I have the planner in front. I'm going to go over a few things, but essentially, for me, I'm an explorer. That's my brain type. And so the way I, process information a lot of times is like writing. I'll be whiteboarding. I mean, I'll literally, wherever I go, I'm like pasting up all these huge sticky notes, because that's how I process my information. And yes, I see that. I love the stickies. That's what I'm talking about, Rebecca. And so, it's really important. I literally have sticky notes everywhere, and the big sticky notes and markers. And when I realized I was an explorer, I really doubled down on that. And if you look at sort of the way we have it set up, there's a logical nature by explorers types, and we fit together with architects. So explorers, our number one thing is we want to have fun. If we're not having fun, it's like everything else is drained. And so, that's a big piece of it. It's like, okay, how do I process information? How do I relate to other people? And part of my aha has been, okay, I can bring fun into a group or into my working environment where some people don't. And so, explore just going into it. So we prefer dealing with information that's more concrete in the real world. It's similar to architects. And so, an architect, very similar, linear, and real world experience. But the difference is, to thrive, architects actually needs structure. So when I wake up and I'm starting my day, even though I want to get into all my to-dos as an explorer, I'm like, okay, how am I going to process all this stuff going on in my head, which typically I go in the planner? And then how am I going to set my day up so I can have some fun and bring some fun? And then I can breathe. As an architect needs structure. So an architect focuses on, hey, I need to set my day up first. I need to know where I'm going. I need to plan. And for me, planning is always challenging, but I lose energy, and so part of this is, maybe you knew your brain type before, but I hope you look at this again, because, we're realigning with everything. So as an architect, you'll notice, even though the information is concrete, they focus on structure, and it's usually logical, it's usually structure, but these are a lot of people that are, running companies, and have a different type of bandwidth. And so I've had multiple business partners that were architects. For me, it was so great to have someone ground, in my creative chaos, right? Like I want to create these products, but it's like I need this ground. And so I work really well with architects, and that's something that I've learned over the years. And when you look at like an alchemist is sort of, it's like the creator, right? So you have this sort of like unlinear piece where you're pulling down from like the cosmic, right? So you're like pulling down from the stars, you're gathering all this information. And, as an alchemist, you really want to learn. So you're curious, right? I mean, what a beautiful life when you're constantly curious, because then you're finding your passion, you're growing. Well, an alchemist, they are very creative, and it's like you're pulling down information, but then you want to share it. You want to share the information to other people. And I've worked with many alchemists as well. And, I love it, because I feel like the alchemist has the creative side with me, but they also have like a different, like being organized. And so, it's really alchemists and oracles, at the end of the day, they really gravitate towards more of a like abstract piece of everything. So it's more abstract. There's more, theoretical. And so if you're an alchemist, it's really important to know kind of where you fit and to start meeting your needs there. An oracle, which I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but I remember oracles were, one of the rare types. and you'll find a lot of people that you're like, I don't know about that person. What are they? How are they? You just don't even understand sometimes, because an oracle can wear so many different hats, so you can jump in and jump and rock on stage and be a speaker, or you can be behind the scenes, or you can, have your own business, or you can do so many different things. And typically, because of the power of oracles, they really need time to themselves and like space to think. And that's a big process for them. It's like, okay, before I go into this meeting, before I get clarity, I got to get clarity with myself and take time away. And so, there's lots of different ways to, like sort of enhance your brain type, but it first starts with just, your own alignment and the basic things. How am I meeting my need in my brain type? Am I setting my day up to meet that need? So I'm actually, working with my own innate wiring, because at the end of the day, we have that option, we have that availability. And, I've learned, and I've seen this through tons of people now, once we optimize for our brain type and we actually optimize for how we're wired, not only do, we get more done, productive, but we feel ourselves. It's like, oh, I'm getting out of the rat race by actually getting into my own race. And so that's kind of a quick 80-20 of the brain types. And I can definitely answer some questions after this, but yeah, those are the brain types. And if you haven't taken it, we'll be putting a link down below as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Chad. We are going to have time for Q&A at the end. We're going to be going through a lot of stuff, so there's potentially going to be a lot of things to ask questions about. So we will do Q&A at the end for sure. So save your questions, write them down, make sure you remember them, and we'll get to them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just re-diving into this, amazing system. And I just think it's so brilliant. So I remember from the very first time I heard about it, I'm like, this is incredible. So yeah, awesome, Chad. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, my pleasure.
Yeah. So all right. So if those of you who have the PDF, and let's see here, so pull up your PDF if you have hopefully you have the PDF on you, the planner, the 2023 planning PDF. And let's see here.
If you don't, just a big blank piece of paper.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to go through this in the different sections. And if you don't have it, that's totally fine. Let's see if we can get a version of it shared on a screen. Let me see. Okay.
I could actually do that because I've got mine.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Thank you. And then I'll pin that.
Great. And someone just dropped the link in the chat, which is awesome. Thank you. Cool. I see a dear friend on here, Larry Michael. Love you, Larry. Great to see you here. Larry has an amazing system that I definitely would love to introduce everyone to. I actually used Larry's system when to help me establish a connection with my now wife. So so I love it. It's very, very powerful. So relationship stuff. Larry, Larry's amazing. We'll probably, get a webinar with Larry coming up here pretty soon too. He's got some incredible stuff to share. He's got a really, really great energetic match system. It's incredible. All right, so here we go. We got awesome. So, all right. So basically, with this PDF, we're going to be going through each section. So, if you look on the second page, that is technically not the cover, the second actual page. We're going to go into. All right, nice, Dimitri, you signed it. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. So this second page. All right, here we go. We have three sections on here. We have purpose, then we have outcomes, and we have theme. So I'm going to go through purpose here real quick. We're going to go through each of these sections, and these really just are three core pillars that can help set you up for planning your goals and giving you basically a center of which to move forward from. So I'm going to focus on purpose right here, and then Chad is going to do the outcome section, and then Dima is going to talk about the theme section. And then after that, we're going to go into the categories area. Now you'll see the categories are empty. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into 5 categories, and these are 5 categories in the Evo Planner. You may have seen these. This is what we talk about in the Evo system. Category 1 that we're going to talk about is love and relationships, and Dima is going to explore that with us. Then category number 2 is going to be fun and enjoyment, and we're going to tackle that as a team. Category 3 is meaning and contribution, and Carla is going to dive into that for us. Category number 4, which most of us are probably really excited for, is going to be cash flow, and Chad's going to talk about that. And then category number 5 is health and vitality, and we're going to cover that as a team. And then the rest of them, 6 through 10, you can fill in, specifically for where your life is at. Where do you want to focus? Which areas of life you want to focus on? And again, at any point, if you're doing this and you need support or want support, please just reach out via email, reach out via Instagram, Facebook, the Facebook group. I'm going to grab the link to the Facebook group again so we can get in there and sharing again. There's going to be some moments to share during this as well as after. But yeah, at any point, if you're going through this, and of course, in the future, as you're pursuing your goals throughout the year, please reach out. So, all right, so let's go back to the purpose section. So purpose, as cheesy as it sounds, I feel as if one of my deep purposes is to help others explore and find their purpose. So this means a lot to me. I really know the difference of when I am operating from a really deep core purpose and when I don't have that purpose, which, it's been many years. But without that purpose, it's just, it sends like, it's like missing that key chip that just goes into your system that just helps everything run and flow. And I was reminded of this a couple of weeks ago. I was scrolling on TikTok, and there was this video that popped up, and this lady, I think she was in her late 20s. She was complaining and sharing her experience, but she was really complaining about all these things in her life that just weren't working for her. And so, she was talking about, I don't know, her job and her friends and, all these different, her fitness and all these different areas in her life. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And it reaffirmed the lack of purpose that really was very evident, and how important it is to truly have a purpose. And I think in today's modern world, where we have, the majority of us have our basic needs taken care of at any given time, if we really want, we can have, our basic needs taken care of. And I hope, for those of you, we all have that support network, or we do it through our own resources. But once we get our basic needs taken care of, but even in that state, if we don't, our purpose is survival. But outside of that, when our basic needs are taken care of, it is so important and vital for us to find a bigger purpose for our life, so that we have a direction that can help us steer the course of our life. So coming into this year, 2023, whether you have your own purpose statement, which is amazing if you do, if you have your own purpose statement, raise your hand. Let's see how many people have their own purpose statement. Let's see here. Yes, nice. Lots of people. Great. So it's incredibly powerful. So if you don't have your purpose statement, or if you do and you want to reaffirm it, or reevaluate, now is a really, really wonderful time to either reevaluate or actually come up with it. So I'm just going to go over a couple things of why it's important to have a purpose statement, and then I'm going to give you a little practice that you can do. We won't have time on this call because we could just be going on forever, but I'm going to give you a little practice. And then again, I do have a resource. So one of my biggest influences in finding my purpose and really establishing my purpose in my life, my purpose, my mission, and my vision is a dear friend who, his name is Dave Phillips, and he's like a Fortune 50 CEO consultant. Incredible. He works with some incredibly high performers. And what's amazing about the work he does is that he gets called in basically when these people are going through crisis. And 99% of the time, when people are going through crisis, it's because they're not connected to and established in their purpose. And so that's really at the root of the work he does, is he goes in and he helps them realign with their purpose and their mission and vision and get them back on track. So he's got a wonderful book. If you would like a copy, it leads you through creating your purpose, your mission, and your vision. I have a digital copy. I'm happy to share it with you. Please just let us know, or also include it in the resources when it goes out. So again, the importance of a purpose. And what is a purpose statement? A purpose statement answers the question, what is my purpose for living? As such, it's unique and it will fulfill the following statements. It will start you on the path to answer questions such as, who am I serving? And what is most important to me? It will connect with some desires or longing that exist deep inside of you, right? So it's not surface area stuff. It's like your deep, deep, deep life desires, right? It'll honor your core roles as a father, a mother, a spouse, a friend, a child, whatever those core roles are that you play in life. It will reveal who you are underneath the veneer of what you do, which I think is really powerful, because it's very, very common for us, even myself, and I know for everyone, on this team, that we get very caught up in what we do, right? And it's very easy to get caught up in that because we're such a doing society. It'll motivate you and empower you, which is incredible. I mean, I need motivation and empowerment every single day, every single day, multiple times a day. It'll honor your core values, such as honesty, integrity, whatever your core values may be, and it'll reflect the virtues you want to guide your life, okay? So your purpose statement is that core operating, that core driver. So I'm going to give you, there's a couple of questions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 questions, okay? And you can lead yourself through this process. And it's really about just going deeper, right? If you think you've hit that level of depth, you could, it's about pushing yourself to go deeper. And then you'll know as you go deeper when you found that really core deep purpose. So there's the first question is, why am I doing this? Right? So the first question, always ask yourself, and specifically, like if we're going into the year, and I know it's a general question, but really, like, why am I doing this? Why are you doing anything? And you can address this question if you want to find out the purpose of anything. It's the purpose of your relationship, the purpose of your career, whatever it is. The first question is, why am I doing this? Right? And so here, here's some quick examples. I'm pulling examples from Dave, my friend Dave, because he's amazing. He's a world record holder in water skiing. His wife is a Olympic bronze medalist. Like, they're just such an incredible family. So why am I doing this? So his example was to break the world record and to do something no one else has ever done. That was my goal, and I was determined to achieve it. Not good enough. So next, why is that important? To gain prominence, to do good work in my community, to raise money for cystic fibrosis, and to bring attention to this disease. Nice, but still not good enough, right? Why do you want to do that? So others will recognize the importance of contribution and helping those who can't help themselves. Yes, it's important, but not important enough. So why is that important? To help those who suffer from cystic fibrosis and their families by raising funds for researchers to find a cure. Still a distance and probably not good enough. So why am I ultimately doing this? The question may seem similar to those above, but explores a much deeper level. And in fact, it was only once he asked himself this 5th question that he found his real answer to this question, right? And so ultimately he came down to the fact that, like, his ultimate service is to be of service to God and to people, and them loving and accepting themselves, right? So it all started with this, this goal to achieve this world record. But when he dove deeper, it got down into this really core, like, beautiful, life purpose that is now like the driver for his life. So hopefully you wrote those down. I'm gonna, it's basically a very simple process of asking yourself why 5 times, essentially. So why am I doing this? Okay, well, why do I want to do that, right? So it's a repeated process. So I really, really invite all of you to come up with, like, even if it's just your purpose for 2023. And if you want to go deeper, you can go like deeper and figure out your purpose for your life. Or if you want to practice and, look at your relationships, a relationship in your life. What is my purpose in this relationship or your career? And at least start in one area. And once you do it once, then it becomes easier and more powerful to do it in other areas. So there you go. That's what I'm going to share about the purpose area. And you have in here, you have in 2023, I will, and then I will focus on. So a lot of that, that can either be the beginnings of the process for you, or you can put your results in there. But yeah, so it's really, really powerful. And again, any questions at all, contact us, email us. Happy to support you on this process of figuring out your purpose. So there we go. All right,
Beautiful.
Chad, you want to dive
Amazing.
into the outcome?
Yeah. And just to cap the purpose part too, I love what you brought there. And whatever you're writing down is great. I think getting something down, and as you can see, like what Dolan was saying, it's like the power of questions, so the better questions we ask, the better, clarity we typically get. And sometimes it doesn't happen the first time. It took 5 times, maybe it takes 10 times. Yeah. But I really, really implore you to take time with yourself to really figure out why you do what you do. And, what really matters to you at the end of the day. Again, we had contrast last few years. We have this opening, like, what do you care about? And I know for me, it's like, I have this unyielding energy when I'm on purpose, like the thing I care about, like you guys and helping people and get alignment. Like I just have tremendous amount of energy. I could keep going. And it's like, so find out what gives you energy, and I feel like you'll find that little part where you're like, okay. It's like your own intuition. It's like when you fall in love, you're like, oh, okay, I know I'm absolutely in love right now. Like there's an indicator there. So it's so important. So thanks, Dolan, for that. Inside of that and kind of outside of that, we're going to be going into obviously some specifics on outcomes, right? So we're creating this like bullseye. And when you have specifics, you're able to actually focus and use the hardware and the technology that we have in order to create this outcome, right? And typically it's like, who am I becoming as I'm creating this outcome? Because that's actually the thing that we're all desiring. And so there's a big difference between, I have a goal. I want to, I just want to be more healthy. You want to be more healthy? Okay, like what is that? And you're like, well, I don't even actually know what being more healthy is. I don't know. And it's like, this is people's typical response. There's this way that a lot of people have learned to figure out outcomes, and it's generosity. It's like, I'm going to be general about something so I don't have to feel the emotion of when I don't get there. So let me just general. I just want to be healthy. Yeah, I just want to make money. Well, aren't you already making money? Well, yeah, but I guess more money. And so what you put out, you get. And so a big piece of the outcomes is being specific, right? Specificity. It's like, how do you actually create that alignment within the words you're using, the focus that you're doing? How do you get that wiring set up for you? And I've found, by doing this process, the more specific you are, the more when someone asks like, so what are you doing this year? What are you up to? You're like, well, let me tell you what I'm up to. So I am getting my life completely back. I have, I am either losing this much weight or I'm gaining this much weight. Yeah, I'm making 7 figures this year. And by the way, I'm buying my dream home. I've always wanted to do that. When you start talking in that type of specifics, then everything starts lining up for you, and it becomes part of the process. And that's what I love about it. We'll talk about some Q&A at the end, but like I create a vision board with specifics, and then I create music where I say the specific things, because I want to utilize every opportunity I can for leverage. Don't you want to sit there and say, okay, how do I actually create the thing that I really care about? And typically, just like what Dolan brought with purpose, we create a scotoma because, we're kind of scared to go there. And so I implore you to go there. Get very, very specific with what you're looking to create. And, inside of you, what that is. I can't do that for you, but I know, and I would take a moment and just start writing down. It doesn't even have to be in one category. You can just write down, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Just write it down in all areas. And, you know, we can talk about what the system is afterwards, but I do know that, you know, the outcome and you actually knowing exactly, okay, what am I celebrating? You know, when Carla went through everything, it's like, okay, reverse, you know, you just nailed this year. You showed up and you nailed it. What are we celebrating? And so if you can go back to that visualization, what are the things that you're actually celebrating this year, and in all categories? And I take a moment to fill out those. And this is one of the most important pieces. Obviously, these all go together. But what I again implore is, whenever you write these down, start getting it into your nervous system. Start, you know, using a system. You're looking at it monthly, weekly. You're talking to people about it. It becomes just part of, you know, the bricks that you're laying. You know, hey, I want to enhance my relationship, you know, these ways. This is how I want to look. Okay, well, how does that look? And, you know, obviously it's like we don't want to go overboard, but at the same point in time, it's, you know, we are abundant beings and we can create anything. You know, we have so much potential. And so, you know, really look at it as, you know, what do you actually really want to create?
Awesome. Yeah. There's a phrase, but like something to do with like the more specific you are, you know, the more powerful your intentions and manifestations become. But I can't think of it at this moment. But
yeah, real quick on that one. So I've done this many times where I've created these music tracks, and it gives me goosebumps. Like the last 4 or 5 times I put the specific, like very specific, where it would be a relationship or a product, or, you know, seeing myself a certain way, a relationship, or making a certain amount of money. And it's been like right on. And so at times I'm like, wow, I got to think bigger, because this really works. It really works.
Yeah. Amen, man. Yeah. So I'm excited. I know you're creating something. I don't think we want to give away too much right now, but it's, you know, this process you talk about, creating tracks with music. I know you're creating something amazing, and we'll share it with the community when it's ready. But you know, I just wanted to hint at that to everyone on that Chad's working on something pretty incredible, an app that's going to be such a powerful tool, and really going to be, you know, really just a critical tool for us for, you know, manifesting, healing, you know, all these beautiful things that we want to do with our lives. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with everybody, Chad.
Thanks, brother.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. So yeah, so I see Dima's dropping some comments in here, 100%. So, you know, as we go through this, if you want to share things, you know, if you want to share your purpose statement, if you have one, or if you want to share outcomes, or, you know, if you want to, we're going to go into themes next with Dima. Dima's going to do something really cool with themes, and, you know, choosing a word, you know, a word for your theme. He's so powerful at that. I've seen him do that on Facebook a bunch of times. It gets a lot of engagement. People love it. So yeah, at any point in time, drop a comment, just share. We're reading, everyone's reading, and it's really beautiful to just like have the shares going. So please go ahead. So, all right, Dimitri, are you ready there, brother?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
you ready to jump
we're
into
ready to go.
theme?
Yes, so on theme, can you hear me well?
Yeah, great.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So on theme first, right as I'm getting started on this, keep the momentum going on outcomes, because the power of these 90 minutes or so together is that as we're going through it, that you're not just consuming, but you're also creating at the same time, and we're creating it together. And they don't have to be crystal clear yet, because if you put the intention out there and you post it here in front of 80, 90 people, let me try turning the mic up a little bit. How is that? Let's see. Up.
Yeah, you sound
there we go. Okay. So as we're doing this, drop in your ideas, whether they're crystal clear outcomes that you know exactly what you want to achieve, and I'll drop in a few examples in different categories for mine here, or they're just intentions. Drop them in, because as you do so, you'll find that over the next even few minutes, and as we go into the theme and as we start to go into the categories, they'll start to crystallize for you. So you get to come out of this this session together, not only with the idea of here's how we do this, but with a lot of your outcomes actually starting to crystallize. And then as you get off the session, chances are you'll be inspired to dive into some journaling. And then before the start of the new year, you'll actually have a lot of your outcomes crystallized. So with that, as I go into the theme is this really fun process that it's just naming with a few words, something that you can anchor in and come back to throughout the year. Because a year is 365 days. That can sometimes feel like a short time, but it's a really long time. It's like 365 births and deaths, waking up, going through an entire day, which is kind of like its own lifetime, and then resetting. And so throughout that time, we change, we evolve, we transform so much. And it's okay for our intentions and outcomes to sometimes evolve and change throughout that time. But anchoring in the theme allows you to stay within this larger category, this larger energetic of who am I becoming this year? What am I manifesting in my life this year? And if you can do it, whether you do a word for the year, a phrase, or a handful of phrases, sometimes you can even do a few per category in a way that's, in my world, I love to make them alliterated or poetic, but in a way that's meaningful to you. And you can just have those words up on a sticky somewhere. You can write those words in your planner. You can listen to music that is aligned with those words, watch movies that are aligned with those words. Then that allows you to keep anchoring back in a way that it's not necessarily about accomplishing every single thing and every task list around your outcomes, but naturally you will start to live into that theme. So I'll share mine as the example. And first I'm going to start with actually going back into purpose. So for myself, purpose statement, as having gone through this exercise, is to live a beautifully expressed life, a life where I'm fully expressed, beautifully expressed, and in my companies is to build a beautifully expressed world. Then in 2023, the specificity around that is to embody for myself the king and magician archetypes. So it's around, for me, it's around building the kingdom and doing so with my partner, my queen, and our team into aligned abundance. And what I mean by aligned abundance, and that actually is what became my theme. So I took the clue from my purpose, and that became the theme of creating financial abundance, but not only financial abundance, abundance in every area in a way that life feels full, life feels fulfilling. And then I also wrote to rise as an artist through emergent expression. So being fully expressed is a big part of my life. And emergent expression is like, rather than pushing and forcing it, it's kind of like this natural emergence. And so as I went down then to outcomes, there were some specific outcomes around that, around Influx is celebrating 4 million plus in gross revenue with 20% profit margin. The albums that I've launched by the end of the year designed what we call our home, our Dream Starship home. And there's a number of others that I have separately that I've identified as outcomes. So all of this led to the theme of aligned abundance. And then even putting more of a specificity around that of through our prosperity playground, which is what I consider our company or group of companies. So the theme of aligned abundance has, of course, abundance in it, but there's a lot of things that we can consider as moving towards abundance. The word aligned in front of it has me focus on, is this really aligned? Is it aligned with my purpose? Is it aligned with my values? In the past, this past year, after some both rapid growth or year before that, and then a lot of challenges coming from that, the theme was sustainable foundation. Every year, the theme is a little bit different, and I really tune into what am I desiring this year, what's needed this year, and this is an important one, especially for ambitious types, is what am I ready for this year? And that's why last year, instead of actually, at first I was like, it's exponential expansion. And then I got real with myself. I was like, no, it's sustainable foundation, because I've gone through so many phases of my life and career of trying to launch the rocket ship, and right before launch, things go wrong. I'm like, okay, it's all about the launch pad. It's all about the foundation. So now this past year, anytime there's been some big, exciting opportunity, I've actually taken a step back and said, okay, right now we're building operations. We're building a sustainable foundation. And that went for my health, business, finances. And now that sustainable foundation is much more rock solid in place, from that, I feel confident and ready for creating aligned abundance. So I would love to hear from some of your themes. So I love Dolan, foundational legacy building. Would love to hear others. Dolan, speak to that a little bit. And for others on here, meanwhile, think through and drop in some ideas and possibilities, because it starts with a brainstorm before it gets crystallized.
Yeah, I love it. It's I'm I'm loving reading these, and I love your aligned abundance through our prosperity playground. That's really beautiful. I for me, this I feel like, you know, I really want to build the foundation for my legacy, whether it's personally, you know, for my relationship with myself, but also, you know, with my wife and our kids, and financially and professionally, you know, really build that foundation that can live on beyond, you know, my physical experience here, where my impact can live on, and hopefully just you know, continue to be of service to this world. So I don't even know really exactly what it looks like yet, but I just, you know, I'm just really feeling into that. So
Well, it's great because your theme is connected to your purpose, and then it's also something that I love what you said. You don't know exactly what it looks like, because as a theme, you don't have to know exactly what it looks like yet,
right.
but it starts to guide the work that we do in the other categories, because it's an energetic, right? It's something we attune to. And then we're like, oh, yes, like that feels good as a theme for my life right now. And from that place, we can choose what we focus on. We can choose what goals we set. We can choose what relationships we focus on, and how we spend our time.
Yeah.
How we invest our time, rather.
Yes.
I love hearing some of these. E cubed, energy exploration and evolution, change, growth, self-care, and love, rebirth and rebuild. To thrive, love that theme. Bold transitioning, love that, Rebecca. Living actively with purpose and progress. Melanie, I love hearing the alliterations in this, because when you can alliterate it, or you can make it something memorable or rhyming, or something that's resonates as a word that you love, it's something that becomes more than just mental. It actually resonates in your body, and
Juicy.
from we act into it.
We have it. We
Deep
do have a
focus.
share on the Instagram. I believe it's Callie.
It's Callie, yeah.
Oh yeah, Callie. Okay, great. Theme. And where did it go? Prosperity Playground. Connect with your purpose. So that's their theme on
Nice.
Instagram. Yeah, beautiful. Love it. Chad, any themes coming to you? Carla?
Yeah, for me, mine is checkmate year. So, and I call it like Master Moretta. So that's kind of like my
I love that.
my avatar within that theme. And then my skill, I do like a skill thing. It's like, yeah, just like deep focus.
Cool. Master Moretta.
Well, I love the idea of
You
a
can call me
theme
that
or a
actually
skill.
from now on.
Yeah, I will. 100%. I'm changing. In my contacts, you changed to Master Moretta now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Master Moretta.
I'm excited.
How about Timothy taking ownership? So let's dive into the next to the first category.
Yeah.
If that's good, Dolan.
Hey,
And
Carla,
then
did you want to share a theme quickly? Did you share a theme?
I would love to share my theme. Thank you. My theme has been escalating over these past few months, and it's really simple. It's the word truth. And I desire to share truth, as I have found that actually sharing truth is more difficult than I thought it would be, especially when it comes to being in the online world and having an online presence. And it's like how to fully show up in my own truth and decipher and crystallize what is really true for me. So that is my theme.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Love it. Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's, on that note, Dimitri, so we're going to go into the categories now for everybody who's with us here. we're going to cover 5 categories as I mentioned earlier, and then there'll be 5 left that you can do about your life specifically if you want. And the first category we're going to go into is love and relationships, and Dima is going to take us there. So
I'll start us off with this, and I'm going to do kind of a general overview here of goals, as I haven't actually yet gone as specific on these. We're going to give some ideas and themes for and kind of how I do goals in the love and relationship area. And when I think of relationships, it's more than just so I kind of see it as within this category, there's both the love relationships and there's love and relationships. So the first goal that I have here is around my love relationship. So it's to build a sovereign union power partnership with my queen. And there's more of a vision and detail that I have on that elsewhere. So here I've just kind of summarized it. What's important here, I think, and this is related to all relationships, is it's less about outcome, for me at least, and it's more about process. And it's more about how do I want to show up to those relationships. And so in this case, I actually just put 2 simple things, because it's more about what do we do each week? What do we do each day? To put weekly relationship check-ins, because we can have the greatest intentions around a relationship, the greatest vision, but it's also very easy to veer off course, because every human and every individual has their own vision and agenda and path for their life. And without the consistent check-ins, without that quality time, without seeing how are we doing, it's very easy to veer off course. So the best relationships can actually disintegrate and go off track. So what needs to be done next is actually just throughout the whole year doing weekly relationship check-ins. And then the other one I put on here that's fun, that gets to be daily, is Evo together. So in bed every morning and every night, doing our Evo planners together and sharing our reflections. And in the Alchemist Planner, I've actually loved this, that it actually says, I will share my discoveries by, and then I write in there every morning, I'm like, I will share my discoveries tonight with my partner in bed. And sometimes I'll say, I'll write a post about it or otherwise. And I've been an explorer for years. I'm really playing with the Alchemist brain type, and it's been working really well for this phase of my life. So weekly relationship check-ins and Evo together. And then as a second one, the top 5, and I put team upward spiral relationships. And so this is something I actually encourage for everyone to put as a goal, or some version of this, which is identify who are my top 5 relationships that are in alignment with my vision and purpose and who I'm becoming. Because we do ultimately become, to a degree, the average of the 5 people that we spend or invest the most time with, that we're the closest to energetically. And so what I put on here for what needs to be done next is, okay, identify those top 5. And I have some of them largely identified. And sometimes it's hard to pick 5 because I have so many amazing relationships and so many people that I want to invest time with. And this doesn't mean that outside of those top 5, I'm not investing in those relationships, but it's identifying who are my top 5. So ask yourself, who are your top 5? And you don't have to narrow down just 5 yet, but just start making a list for yourself. And then once you identify these are my top 5, enroll them. Go to them and say, I would love to build a closer relationship with you this year. And this is why. And this is how I would love for us to do that. And then set those practices. So much like in first goal, weekly relationship check-ins and Evo together, there's different practices. So with my business partner and our integrator, Angela, we have our weekly meetings and check-ins, and we have our processes together. And she's one of my top 5. And then also understanding each other's needs. So in relationships, again, it's more about process than it is about outcome. And it's just getting intentional with process. And then for the third one, I won't go into much detail here, but it's Launch Exponential Network, a network of our clients. And this is largely because realizing and this is why I love this category being first, most success in business actually comes from relationships. We don't do anything alone. We don't succeed alone. And the more intentional we are about relationships, the more successful we'll actually also be in our career. Now, that's not a permission slip to use every relationship as an agenda for success, but it is an invitation to get intentional about our relationships in a way where we're growing in an upward spiral together. And so this exponential network concept is, for me, it's, okay, who are all the people that if I bring together more of them and I cultivate their relationships, whether I'm that closely involved or not, that it'll create more of an upward momentum for everybody. So these three goals are both closest to my heart and sense of meaning and purpose in the world, and are actually the foundation for that theme of aligned abundance in all areas of life. Because I know that if in my top 5, there are people who've really got their health and vitality down, and let's say I don't consistently, I know that I will be inspired to go work out with them, to eat healthier, to make better choices. And it's like that for every category. So as you look through other categories, really think back to, how are my relationships either supporting or detracting from this? And sometimes it also requires making hard choices in not necessarily cutting out certain relationships, but taking a little bit of a step back and saying, hey, maybe in my past I was really close with someone, and they're not actually, our relationship is more around our past than it is around our vision. And being able to be bold and courageous enough without judgment to make those choices and to take a step back and create some space so that you can invest more of yourself into who you want to become while supporting others and who they want to become. So I'll pause.
Love it. Love it. I love that delineation about the relationships aren't about the goals. That's so huge. It's about the journey, it's about the path, it's about the process, the experience. Yeah.
And I'm glad we started with this one, because I know Tony says this a lot, Tony Robbins, the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. And it's really true. Where are you living emotionally, with these people? And, are they bringing you towards the person that you are, or are they taking away from that? And yeah, I definitely love we're starting here, because to me, this is so critical. And again, we got so much contrast over the last few years of, who can we count on? Who are our people? Who do we want to be like? Who can bring us up? And I look at like the top 5 as like the cabinet members, where it's different than like your overall network. It's like, these are your main people that you are investing in. And it is a relationship, and it takes communication, like Dimitri said, of like letting them know, like, hey, I view you as this is how I show up for you. And that type of like authenticity in your relationships and that focus in finding those people is transformational. I look at my success, it's like I would have never gone anywhere if I didn't invest in relationships and in people. At the end of the day, it's like I'm so thankful for that.
1000%. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, I just want to be mindful of time, and we got a little bit more to get through here. So again, this is just the beginning. We're going to be going into all of this and so much more throughout the coming year. And so, and I just want to invite everyone to, like, I hope everyone is getting our emails that are going out now. The first emails we sent out was, just inviting you to share your biggest goals with us. It was so beautiful to read those. I just want to thank you so much for sharing that. And that really helps us to like see where everyone's at, to see where we can help you and focus. So I know relationships is going to be really big. So Dima, I look forward to, we've got people asking about the upward spiral, and you put a really good quote in here about we rise by lifting others, and a rising tide floats all boats. So those are really beautiful metaphors and visual representations of what that means. And so, Dima, I'm sure we're going to need to get you to do a video on this specifically, and we'll share that to our YouTube channel and with the community and everything. So
love that.
Yeah, really beautiful. So next we're going to go into fun, I think, fun and enjoyment. So as we said from the beginning, this is a really, something we share at our core. We love it. This is the reason why we're doing this project. It's the reason why we're working with these people and building these relationships. It's really all about the fun. So we're just going to do this quickly as a team. My piece here is I'm a huge etymology nerd. I love the origin of words. Anytime I get stuck on a word or a word stands out or a concept or anything, I go to etymonline.com, etymonline.com. It's like a free resource. And I search words. And so for me, when it comes to fun and enjoyment, the word that like really sticks out for me, which is so simple, is the word good. And the word good originates from the concept of up. And the word bad originates from the concept of down. So for me personally, when it comes to fun and enjoyment, it's really as simple as what makes me feel up, what lifts me. And again, like this like upward spiral, it's that whole concept. So, one focus of mine is my wife and I just decided we're going to homeschool our kids. It's something I've always imagined doing, and it's a jump we're taking. And I get the fun part because during the day I'm working and she's homeschooling the kids, but when it's done, it's my job to basically be the physical education teacher and get us out of the house and go do something fun, whether it's ice skating or swimming, whatever, rock climbing, whatever it is. It's like it's got to be fun. It's got to be active. So that's a huge focus of mine. That's a top goal priority of mine when it comes to fun and enjoyment, is just getting the family out and doing something really fun. So that's a big focus for me going into 2023. So yeah. Chad, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Yeah, I just want to encourage everybody, write something down. You guys are doing amazing. And I know this is a moment here. So even if it's not perfect, write something down in each one of these categories. I mean, we're almost finished here. And by the end, you're going to have this piece that you can take and implement fully. So I just want to, let you know that you're doing great. For me, fun has to be baked in the day. And so to me, it's like my lifeblood, like I have to have fun. I have to bring fun. It's like, what am I doing if I'm not having fun? So yeah, I do naturally have fun, but with Evo, I have like really looked at it as like maximizing my fun, like how do I bring it in teams, which I never felt like I could be weird or zany or like all, I never thought I could bring that part of my personality. But then I realized, wow, that's actually what I need. And that's actually what other people need, like in me, like that's actually what I bring. And so, we all need to have fun at the end of the day, all brain types. It's not just explorers. But I think looking at it as, what are some fun trips I'm going to go with, with my partner or, myself, taking a date night. I mean, I've done that recently and it's incredible, right? It's fun. You get to do what you want. So what are the activities that you're currently, and maybe even start to rate, 1 to 10, where are you currently in your fun? How is your fun level? And then that should be really telling with how much do you have to sprinkle in there? And there's lots of ways to have fun, see where you're at. And I would say, look at, other people that you find that are having a lot of fun. What are they doing for fun? What does ultimately fun look like to you? If you could just pick and you had $1 billion and didn't have to do anything in the day, like how would you set your day up? What would you absolutely love to do and you could just do, for free? And so that's some of my guidance on fun. But I think the curiosity piece in it, like what really do I have fun with? The other day I randomly just driving around with like masks on and I would give karaoke and have people sing. And I was just like, how can I shock and awe people? And just like bring a little pop of energy. And so, I think finding your own fun piece is important.
That's amazing. I love that about you, man. I love that.
Thanks.
Again, time-wise, Dima, if there's something you want to share, by all means. Otherwise, I'd love to jump to Carla and then have her just carry on into the next one, which is going to be meaning and contribution. So, Dima, is there anything critical you want to share around fun? Oh, did we lose him, or maybe he's on mute? Okay.
Oh, shall we? He says BRB.
BRB, then perfect. All right. Carla, jump in.
All right.
Touch base on fun, and then why don't you just go into the next category, meaning?
Yeah. I just want to flow. Let's just flow into meaning and contribution, because let's be honest, guys. Meaning and contribution is created from pretty much everything that we've just talked about, right? Actually, there's studies been done in hospice centers that when people near the end of their life were interviewed and asked what created the greatest meaning for you in your life, the two categories that people spoke mostly into was relationships, the relationships that we have in our lives, and also purpose. And so in this category, my invitation for each and every one of you as you move into what feels meaningful and purposeful to you, what's the contribution that you are here to explore or experience or to give to the world. My first question for you guys is to ask, how do you desire to be fully utilized? And so when I think about giving my great contribution to this life, I think about the moment that my head hits the pillow at the end of the night. And I want all of myself to be given during that day. I want, you know, that feeling when you lay your head on the pillow and you just feel like you have given your all. You don't feel drained. You don't feel burnt out. You don't feel fatigued. You feel purposeful, right? You feel like you have given your entirety of yourself and you feel like you have given your contribution to life. And so that's my first curiosity for you guys as you go through this particular goal, is to ask yourself, if I was to be fully utilized in all of my gifts, right? If I was going to be fully utilized in all of my energy and all of the energy that I have been given, from the food that I eat to the breath that I breathe, what does that look like for you? Like, how have I given my contribution? And the second piece that I'm going to invite us to contemplate together as well for this piece is, you know, I was a woman, and I know for many of you guys, you're all very purpose-driven humans, right? Like, let's give a little raise of hands if you feel like you've come here onto the planet to give a bigger gift to the world and give a bigger contribution to the world. And I know for me, I was, you know, for many, many years of my life, I was searching, I was looking, what's my contribution? What's mine to give? What's my purpose? And what I realized at one point in my life was that my purpose actually could not be outside of myself, right? Like, if my purpose was to be an ice cream truck driver, my purpose was to be a dentist or a doctor or a coach or whatever, if I, for one reason or another, was unable to do that anymore, would I be purposeless? And so what I started to realize and recognize in my own life was that my purpose couldn't be something that I did. That in fact, my purpose first and foremost had to come from who I was, from my beingness, from my presence, how I show up in my relationships, how I show up in my work, how I show up on Zoom calls, like what kind of joy, what kind of essence do I want to bring into life? And from that essence, that's where the doingness comes from. And so that's my invitation as you contemplate your contribution. That's my invitation as you contemplate your, you know, the meaning that you give to this world and the meaning that you bring into your life is, you know, who do you desire to show up as first? And then from that showing upness, then what do you desire to do? And that's my invitation as you contemplate this piece.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. It almost always comes back to purpose, meaning, and contribution, right? Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, that's very beautiful. And as a you know, as a team, as a project, as a community, you know, I personally would love to figure out how can we contribute and give back as a group. You know, how can we do that? And so, you know, if anyone has any ideas, by all means, share that with us. You know, imagine that there's 68 people on this webinar right now. You know, imagine we came together and came together for a cause, you know, once a month or, you know, once a quarter or something, you know, and we have many, many more who couldn't make it and who are, you know, with us on this journey. So, you know, if anyone has ideas around that, please share. I'd love to figure out how we ingrain contribution into this entire project as a whole. So, beautiful.
One more quick piece, if I might be able to just add.
Of course. Yeah.
Is that just that when we find our presence and how we desire to show up in the world, know that that comes with a set of values that you actually hold very dear and closely to your heart. right? That you have certain values that actually propel your actions in life, right? So if one of your values was integrity, then if you're going to contribute, or actually, let's say, for example, donate, right? Then what businesses, what nonprofits, what places are actually in alignment with your values? And so if you're exploring this piece, that's one more piece to explore around your contribution, instead of saying like, I'm going to go and give this much to this organization, or I'm going to give all of my gifts to this in this particular way. Like, my invitation first and foremost is to find what are your values, and then how can your values actually be your navigation system for where you contribute and where you give. And so that's just my extra little tip there.
Yeah, it's perfect. And when I did the process earlier, referenced my friend Dave Phillips and the book called 3 Big Questions, helps you create your purpose, mission, vision. He goes over core values in there as well. So we'll send that out, make sure everyone gets a copy, and you can go through that process. So yeah, 100%. Love that. Okay, Chad, you ready? Cash flow, baby.
Oh yeah, I was born ready. All right. So cash flow is something that I know is on everybody's mind on some piece. And I think the first piece that I'll go into it is just the belief around it, because people either have like a negative belief, or it's like, oh, people make money, they're this way, or they have another belief where, you know, money is everything, right? Or it's not everything. And going within yourself to find out what you believe, and making sure that you're setting yourself up to be open for this cash flow. Because, you know, I have a little brother who doesn't want to make any money, and that's okay. It's his life. But I when I really get into the conversations, I see that he has some, you know, negative beliefs around money. And because he has those negative beliefs, it's been really hard for him to create any type of cash flow. And so I just wanted to start there. I know this is kind of brief, but from a kind of a high leverage part for cash flow, it's really important to look into that. What do I actually believe? And from a very positive belief, because my belief is we are living in the most unbelievable time in human history. There are more opportunities to make cash flow than ever before. There is cash everywhere, everywhere. So it's really looking at it. How does cash flow support my life? Well, I'll have more freedom. You know, I'll be able to show up for myself, from my health. And so the first thing is believing that you do have a lot of opportunity, and that it is real for you. You can make X amount per year, like whatever you'd like. And when I look at cash flow, you know, one of the biggest things that I've learned is, you know, this piece of you make cash flow, and then there's certain ways and buckets that you're actually letting the cash flow work for you. And that's a piece that a lot of wealthy people use. They're not just trading time for money, right? They're actually building cash flow systems, and then they're taking that cash flow. And, you know, I did this probably like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and it was super beneficial, where I looked at the areas that I believed my own investment strategy would be. And I was like, okay, I believe, you know, stocks here, I believe this here, and I made buckets. And so, you know, the first thing is you got to make cash flow, right? No matter what are you doing currently to create cash flow? And can you enhance that? Is there a side hustle? Is there a way to, you know, create more cash flow? That's the number one piece. And then after that, having the cash flow filter, not just to go to your life and you're just spending it, but how do I actually get that piece of cash flow to then work for me to create more cash? And that's when you start really building out, you know, your kind of investment empire. And, you know, we all deserve to be abundant, right? We all deserve that. And yeah, I know there's a piece there that, you know, once we're able to meet our financial needs and we get out of survival, we get to show up for ourselves and for people. And so cash flow is actually critical for that. You know, you do not want to be just trading time for money and burnt out. And so because we have so many opportunities, what are some opportunities that you have that are right there? You know, what I did this 2 years ago, where I was like, okay, if I had to start over in my career, what would I do differently? And I would do things very differently. And, you know, last year was a massive year for me because I asked that question and I set myself up differently. I made different deals. I, you know, looked at my financial IQ, and I said, I want to invest in myself. I want to read certain books. there's a really big book that, I read, changed my life, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert goes into different ways of looking at, the pyramid, where it's like, okay, I can make money being an employee. That's fine. I can make money being self-employed. Now I got my own business, but there's all this time and all this energy, everything's on me. I can be a business owner where now I control business, something that actually works for me. When I'm sleeping, there's money being printed. Now, I don't know how many people have owned a business. It's not that easy. Of course, there's lots of things. And sometimes, that transition from self-employed to business, it's challenging, but essentially it's like the system that is creating wealth for me. And then below that is investor, where you're investing, you're making money and you're not having to trade, time for money. So where are you in that quadrant? What quadrant are you playing in? And not that you can't make a lot of money in each quadrant. I know employees that are making, 7 figures a year and they've got bonuses, but look at where you're at and what are you doing with your cash flow and which quadrant are you actually associated with? Typically, we've all been employees, we've all been in there, and that is a way to make money. But the side hustle piece and making sure that you're operating from either a business owner, even self-employed, some of the other ones, you'll find different ways that are a lot easier typically, that are building wealth for you as you're doing it. So I'd first establish where you're currently at, and then what's the next quadrant that you could go to that would actually help. And like I said, there are so many opportunities now, and a lot of people can get stuck in that. But it's really about like, who do you know and what gives you passion? What do you want to learn in? And, just getting really specific with these goals. I rate these goals out every single week. I look at my cash flow goals. I jump on, I have a coach, and I'm very specific with the numbers that I'm bringing in. I'm very specific with, am I bringing in more than I'm paying out? How do I limit my expenses? Right now we potentially could be going into some choppy waters for 2023. Are we aware of what we're spending right now? Are we aware of, being able to actually, this is true for any business, right? Most business fails because they run out of money. So how do you set yourself up where, you're playing some defense, you're getting yourself squared away, you're not, getting the next credit card and just like, buying everything, because we live in this like capitalistic thing where we're consuming so many things that we don't even actually need. So I think it first comes down to, ultimately, can you make some better decisions from spending money? And then are there some quick wins that you can look at for some possibilities to bring in some more cash? And then once you bring in some more cash and at the end of your month, you have a surplus, what buckets are you putting it in? Are you putting in the real estate bucket? Are you maybe putting in some gold that you can save? Are you putting in, maybe you're investing in your business that you're growing more cash flow? Knowing where that has a home is so important, because at the end of the day, the way I see it is your education, your financial education within yourself is one of the most important assets that you can bring to your life. It's so important. And then, again, once you have that, it's like you're able to really thrive in a different way.
Yeah, man. Love it. Cash flow is king.
It is.
I know personally, I want to, I'm 100% want to work on my cash flow game. So if anyone wants to work on their cash flow, drop a C in the chat. Don't be embarrassed. I think everyone could use more cash flow, multiple streams of income, side hustles, whatever it is. Big fat C. C for Chad, C for cash.
Bring it, baby.
It's going to be a big focus that we support the community on. I know when we sent out the email, hundreds of people replied saying, cash was like they want to improve their finances, etc. So it's gonna be a really big focus for the year. So let's do it. Let's support everyone in becoming wealthy, and what a beautiful thing to do to support people with. So okay. All right, well, we're going to go into our final category, and then we'll jump into Q&A, and then we got a contest, and we'll announce a contest, and then we're going to finish off the closing ceremony. Carla's going to lead us through another beautiful closing ceremony, so we are all like have this amazing good vibes taking the rest of our night and our week. So let's do the last category, which is health and vitality. Dima, I'm gonna just say a couple things, and then Dima will get you to jump in, and then we'll get Carla, and then Chad will wind up with you. I know health and vitality has been really big for Chad, in the last little while, and he's got so many amazing things to share, and he's going to be sharing with us around that. But yeah, it's just, I think I mean, we all know from the last couple of years more than ever how important our health is. It's probably our energy. To me, when I think health, I think energy. That's the bottom line. And our energy is our number one currency, right? And how do we spend that energy? And I wish I knew this when I was younger. I wish it really sunk in. And that's the cliche that, now every year that we age, we see the impact of our health choices, more and more, and it gets exponential. And to me, it's all about energy. It's all about managing our energy, taking care of our energy. And that can relate to even our nervous system, obviously taking care of our nervous system, which is so huge. So, it's just, there's so much more we can go into here. That's all really I'm going to say. And it's just, when you get into this new year, take an assessment of your energy. What is really nourishing your energy levels? What is nourishing your nervous system? What is draining your energy? What is, what is taxing your nervous system? And I know for me, my top energy, it's a bit of a paradox, but my top energy tool is sleep. 100%. Sleep is so powerful. So I just highly invite everyone to look at energy as a whole, but specifically your sleep. How are you sleeping? How many hours of sleep are you getting? Is it uninterrupted? I know Chad relates on this, and our dear friends. So I'll bring a lot more around sleep, but I really highly encourage everyone to get some amazing sleep. Turn off your phone. Try and keep your phone and electronics out of the room if you can. Try and your plugs. These plugs, I don't know if anyone knows this, but they emit so much EMF at night. You really don't want anything plugged in your room at night. You don't want your phone in your room, none of that stuff out. You want it totally clear so that your mitochondria can work at night and clean and detox your system. So that's all I'm going to say is sleep. Look at your sleep. Dima, anything on the health and vitality that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'll just share briefly as this definitely been a challenge for me to prioritize throughout my life. And so I'll just share what's been most helpful for me is what can I stack to a point of almost automation, where rather than having to focus, anytime I've set the goals of okay, I'm going to work out X times per week, and I'm going to I literally even have a gym in my garage, and I haven't been consistent with it, and I have so many opportunities to do it. And so I'll share what's been most effective has been what can I just do in the process of my day as part of my flow. So I take business calls in the sauna. I do walk and talks and walk in nature. I have a bike desk. I have a little pedal desk under my or a little pedal thing under my desk. So it's been stacking all of these things. Breath work has been huge. And that's also doing that in a sauna, breath work plus sauna cold plunge. We have a saltwater hot tub here now. So it's like doing all the things that are, it almost goes back to the other categories. What's fun and enjoyable in a way that's not okay, I'm going to go work out. Because I'm not saying that I don't want to, I absolutely want to create more time in the calendar and commit to, it's not even time in the calendar, but just commit to actually working out and lifting and know how important that is for me. But having seen my patterns, it's been, what can I just infuse and stack in that are minimal things that maintain a sense of health and vitality, on top of which I can continue to build a better body with more intention. So just saying that's been huge. So ask yourself, what can I do without any extra effort that I can just install or infuse into my day as it is? Whether it's around drinking more water, whether it's around, hey, the water I'm already drinking, adding electrolytes to it. And pretty much there's so many things you can stack that are within your workday, within your commute, first thing when you wake up or when you go to bed, that just don't require any additional time, energy, effort, money, or even changing a lot of behaviors. So that's my contribution to this, is how can you make it easy and install it into your day-to-day.
Love it.
I love that.
Love that. 100%. The habit stacking. Someone's saying a habit stacking. Totally. Walk and talk. I'm all about the fresh air, and phone calls is so huge for me. So, okay, Carla, do you want to jump in here? And then Chad, you can wrap this up, and then we'll
Okay.
we will get in some Q&A, get in some questions real quick, and then we'll announce the contest, and then we'll get into Carla doing the closing. So Carla, do you have anything? Yeah, here.
I just want to yeah, it's just a sweet little reminder that rest, it's not just sleep, it's not sleeping, but resting, right? I just feel like that's been so unpopular recently. Resting our nervous systems, and remember, your nervous system is your most vital system. And so for me personally, like cat naps, rests, opportunities to be relaxed in my body, just to come back to my center, meditation, any time that I have to be in my internal beingness is my opportunity to expand in my health and vitality. So there's so much doing this, and I'm going to just continue to be a pillar for the beingness inside of this space.
Love that. Love that.
Nice.
I'm a huge napper. I have a couch. I have a couch in my office. It's my nap zone.
The old nap zone. I like
Can't
it.
get a hold of me, I'm probably napping. That's what's going on.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
All right, Chad.
Well, I just to kind of I guess jump on that, which is, the rest and the things that we can do, the things we can control. I feel like with health, it's so easy to make it complicated, and I have to do 90 minutes of working out, and I gotta do 60 minutes of yoga, then I gotta do 30 minutes of breath work, and then I have to, it's like overload. So what can you control, and starting small. And so I look at the tools, with my brain type being explorer, it's really important to like create structure and to get tools that work for me. So the Oura Ring for me is absolutely amazing because it shows me, am I getting deep sleep? Am I getting REM? Did I walk a certain number of steps? And there's certain times where like I'm off, and I'm like, oh, I can see how I'm not ready for the day. I can see, okay, I ate too late and it affected my sleep. And so all these little things, we're all about awareness at Evo. And so all these things make me aware, and then I can make, changes that impact that number one KPI, which is sleep, restful sleep. Am I restoring myself? And this is big with mental health, right? What a lot of people have been going through. The next one, like water, like I always have, this is a small one, but I have, I'm just going to grab it. It's like this guy, I fill it up. It's like, it's huge. People are like, wow, that's a big water bottle. And I slurp it all around. But let me tell you, if I don't have this thing and I don't fill it up in the day, I drink like 1/10 of the water. I don't even know. I'm like a little mini me mouse. I don't drink any water because I get distracted. I'm doing my thing. But if I carry this with me, I finish my water. And so little things like that. And then movement. How can I move? So steps is a good way to get a minimal, MVP of actually exercise, moving your body. I love a nice yoga class or doing yoga yourself on YouTube, but just going for a walk. And, here's one, and I usually have AirPods a lot, but walking without listening to something, because at times when you're walking, it actually calms down your brain. And we need that with our nervous system. So I just want to leave it with that versus I've got lots of hacks for health, of course, but my journey the last few years is actually pulling the reins back on the hacks and just hitting the fundamentals. Am I drinking water? Am I sleeping? Am I moving my body the right way? And then people don't realize this, but negative thoughts are actually way more acidic than the food that we eat. So take an inventory of what am I putting in my body, and then what are the thoughts that I'm recycling over and over and over? What is the impact on that? There's a big impact on our health there. So that's kind of my MVP of health.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah. It's again, like with finances, health, I think is going to be a huge focus for this year. It always is. And we'll be bringing you a ton of amazing stuff on health over the course of the year. And so yeah, thank you for sharing that, Chad. Really appreciate it. So, all right, so let's get into some Q&A here real quick, and then we'll announce the contest, and then we'll let Carla close out the beautiful with some beautiful energy. So let's just I think the best thing to do is to just drop questions in the chat if possible, because everyone has access to that. We'll just start at the top as they come in. So any questions you have, any questions about your goals, the processes we just went through, what you're focusing on, if there's anything specific that you're focusing on that's coming up for you in the coming days or weeks, if you have any questions about the project, any questions at all, now's a great time to get them out. If there's anything that we went over that you want expanded on, now's a great time. We'll spend a few minutes on this. And then again, ongoing, we're always available for questions. And so, yeah, really appreciate it. So let's see here. We got a few things coming in. Okay. The link for the personality. Yeah. So the assessment, when will assessment be available? We're just working through some tech things right now. So I can't say exactly, but, by the end of next week would be like our latest, hopefully by the end of next week. So assessment and website and everything. So including like launching we're going to do a really big sale for the planners for kicking off the new year. It's going to be the biggest discount you've ever seen. And we're just, going to do something really big and fun. So next week, at the end of next week, at the very latest, everything should be up, the full website and the store and a sale and all the assessments and everything. Quick hints and tips on brain types for those of us who haven't done the brain quiz. So Chad, any general brain tips?
Yeah. I mean, I think first it's important to take it. It won't take that long because who knows, which one you are, and those are the tips that will really work for you. But I think the tips also is just understanding other people's brain types. So the quick little tips, I kind of use it for the one area of focus because that's easy to be like, oh, I know that person, he needs that or she needs that. So for explorers, that's my quick tip is, and I guess are you looking for yourself, but the quick tip is, make sure that it's fun, make sure you're thinking of fun. If you're working with an explorer, making sure that they can move, they can do a call while walking, they can do, they're processing, so like whiteboarding, like brainstorming sessions are a lot of fun. And so making sure that you or the explorer that you're working with has the tools that they need to process information and to have fun. As an alchemist, they're similar. It's like, this creative, you want to make sure that, the alchemist can pull down from all these things. You don't want to like rein in an alchemist and be like, go, and you want them to pull down and sort of teach you and be creative with them. And, that's really important. Ask questions and let them actually get passionate and teach you. And if you are an alchemist, obviously it's like, reading books, podcasts, learning seems to be really important because you're synthesizing all this information and bring it down and then sharing. As an architect, usually the builder or an architect is building the thing. So making sure that there's planning and structure. And if you're working with an architect, you don't want to stress out too much because a lot of times they see all the details. And as a visionary, for me, I'm bringing like 100 things and they're like, wait a minute, calm down. This is stressing me out. How did we go to 1 to 3 versus 3 to 100? And so chunking it down and making sure you're on the same page, you don't overwhelm an architect, but making sure that they have all the details and that they're actually plugged in on the structure is important. And then an oracle is giving them free reign to grab information, but more importantly, wear the different hats that they need so they can actually perform the way they need to. And a lot of times an oracle, if you are one, it's like you're not sure where you want to be. You're not sure what career. You're amazing because you can do so many different things. And sometimes it's okay to try something for a little while and try another thing. That's a part of your own evolution. And so knowing that curiosity and that, advantage is actually something very unique and should be looked at it that way. So that's kind of my quick little
Nice.
brain hacks.
Awesome. Cool. And as I mentioned at the beginning, like right now I have a role. I'm currently marketing director for Jim Quick. If you don't know who he is, #1 brain performance coach in the world. He's amazing. Check him out on Instagram. We'll do some stuff with him. He's got some incredible brain hacks. And so we're gonna do some really fun things with a lot of different, super cool people. So okay, Callie, yeah, so this is great. I'm glad you jumped in here and asked this question. I saw it come up on the Instagram. Dima, this might be for you or Carla. But yeah, her question is basically, I have a question about the top 5 relationships. So when you're making a list of who are your top 5, what if I'm someone's top 5 and this person does not align with my vision, but so what if, basically, what if you're in someone's top 5, but they're not in yours? Great question. Dima, are you there?
That's a great question. That sounds like a great opportunity for a difficult conversation. And look, the thing is, you can still show up for people and not necessarily have them be in your top 5, because we each gain different things from different relationships. And sometimes that's an opportunity for contribution. Like there's a lot of people's lives who I get to contribute for and show up for, who aren't necessarily in my top 5. But at the same time, it's also an opportunity for a difficult conversation if that relationship is something that actually negatively impacts your life, or is more neutral where you don't want to or choose to invest more time in that. And I've definitely had plenty of those where, as growth-oriented individuals, we outgrow the people in our lives.
Yeah.
And when we outgrow people in our lives, they of course want us to stay in their lives and be there because we're an upward spiral for them. But it's not a collective upward spiral in both sides of the relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's a matter of, again, without judgment, saying, hey, this speaking into that what you have time and energy for, and what you're investing into and where you're going in your life, that you don't have as much time for that particular relationship or friendship, that you depends on the context. You may say, I still want to be in your life, but this isn't where I'm going to be investing as much of my time and energy. And I've had people have those conversations with me at certain points when I was in a down point in my life, and it gave me an opportunity actually and an invitation to step up. So depends on that person. It could be an opportunity for them to want to rise more, or they could be like, well, screw this person, in which case you confirmed your misalignment of values.
Mm-hmm.
So never an easy conversation, but it's also where the most growth happens, when we're able to set those boundaries with the people that are no longer as aligned in our lives. And again, doing so, being very careful to do so without judgment. It's about ourselves and our boundaries versus just cutting someone out.
And so powerful. Like I've always noticed, especially when previous romantic relationships, that like
Dylan, come.
The more you hang on to that doesn't serve you, the heavier it gets. So it's well worth having those conversations for sure. So okay, next. So all right. Okay, Steven has a question about the PDF. Action required for this goal, is that breaking down what needs to be done next into smaller goals? Yeah. Yes, exactly. So what needs to be done next is kind of like the bigger chunks, and then actions is literally the specific actions, step by step, what needs to happen. So you're exactly right there. And always remember, when it comes to, like, especially with goals, I always remind myself and being productive and anything like this, that it always starts with the first step, and especially like when it comes to this stuff, it's 1000% going to happen. It's going to happen to me. It's probably going to happen to Chad. It's probably going to happen to Carla, and it's probably going to happen to Dima and everyone else on this call. That in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the road, we're going to procrastinate a little bit on a goal. We're going to hit a little bit of resistance potentially. And my reminder to myself is always like, when I've basically trained myself that whenever I hit procrastination, I've got an automatic train in me now that's almost like a signal for action. And then I always remind myself it starts with this first step. It's always the first step. And as soon as you take that first step, then everything changes and you can just build momentum from there. So yes, long-winded answer there. Question, is there a document or link to the purpose statement guidance? Yes, we'll send that out to you. We'll make sure you get that on more lengthy document on how to create your purpose, mission, vision. What has been updated with the planners? Chad, when was the last time the planners were updated?
So yeah, we have an we updated them. I mean, it was a little while ago. So the new planners, they're in stock. They're not huge updates, small updates. We've got some other updates that are coming soon that we'll share. But yeah, the planner should be updated from, I think we're on like, I don't know, 20 something versions or so from the group tweaking it. So we're on that last iteration.
Nice. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Okay, this is great. So, and this question from Michael, and it kind of goes along the lines with what I just shared, but how do you navigate big changes, i.e. changing careers, when you don't even have a direction, so it feels overwhelming? I'm just going to touch base again on that, but for me personally, it's like just one step at a time. And especially if you're making big changes, really being gentle with yourself. I'm always a fan of being gentle with oneself, because we can be our hardest critic, but also the world can be a very tough place at times. And so I often try my best to just, to support myself the best I can, because I know that life can just be hard in general at times. So just, be gentle with yourself and take one step at a time. That's really and truly it. Even if it may not feel like a significant thing, again, just remember, with every single action and every single step you take, you literally are living in a totally new reality. I'm not even joking. Like, I've had things where, I've taken one step and then all of a sudden you might get a phone call, and then all of a sudden a new opportunity comes into play, or, so just remember that. Carla, do you have anything around that? Like, when you're navigating big changes, just any recommendations, from the nurturer that you are?
Yeah, I'm navigating big changes in this particular moment in my life. And so I see you, I feel you, I honor you. We all go through these big changes in time and space. And for me personally, what has been the most powerful piece within change is actually, change is so inconsistent, right? It's like literally we feel like we are being blown in the wind, or maybe change is something that we really desire. And then all of a sudden the universe delivers it to us in a really fast and accelerated way. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've been praying for this and desiring this, and all of a sudden it's all here right now. So of course, change can feel overwhelming. And so what can we do for our nervous systems? What can we do for our grounding cords? Right? Have you guys ever heard those words before? Grounding cords. When we're in the midst of change, transformation, right? The word trans literally means beyond formation, right? So when we're going through transformation, we are quite literally going beyond form. And so we go into those moments of the goo stage, right? We call it the goo stage of metamorphosis, where we're stepping out of the caterpillar into the butterfly state. And so what can you do to ground yourself in the goo? Like, what can you do to ground yourself? That could be all of these practices that we've been talking about, right? Like all of our meditations, our yoga, our exercise, our fitness, but also routine, right? Like having those opportunities to step back into routine. Maybe if it's just one thing that you do consistently daily to keep you moving towards the change that you really do desire. And it doesn't have to always be the same thing every day, but having, the rooting and the grounding cords to be able to keep consistent, keep on a path of consistency. And if you're going through the change and it's all the ups and the downs and the wilds and the twisties and the turns, lean into your support systems, right? Like lean into support.
I love that. Ground yourself in the goo. That sounds like a song. Grounded in the goo.
That'll be our first Evo song.
Yeah. very blue. It could have like a nice bluesy feel to it. All right, so we'll jump to the next question. Anything to help international shipping? Yeah, we're definitely looking at assessing all of that. You know, I personally I've had supplement companies in the past and other, you know, product companies. International shipping is more expensive now than ever just because of major things that have changed internationally. But 100% we are always working on that, and we'll definitely solve that. Chad, this is for you. Are the brain types based on human design?
Oh, good question. They're not actually. There's like in a lot of assessments, there's definitely pieces, you know, because a lot of this is like Jung's work. And so, but it is different. It's very different. And like, yeah, I think a piece of that is you'll see that from, you know, a lot of the different assessments. You're like, wait a minute, I see how this works. Just so like numerology and astrology, different parts of yourself, but it's a different framework.
Cool. Nice. That's
I love
definitely,
human design, by the way.
yeah, love it. Love human design, love astrology, love all of that stuff. Okay, so how to get beyond the fear of starting something new. I feel like, you know, we've gone into that a lot over here related to some of the other questions. You know, again, I think, you know, just that simple one step at a time. It sounds basic, but it is so powerful. Again, I mentioned I'm a fan of etymology. The I believe life is a journey. The origin of the word journey means day by day. And so literally it's just day by day, and each day it's step by step, you know? So I'm a huge believer in that.
May I offer one more piece to that, just very
Yeah,
quick?
of course.
Because I used to always be in consideration about how do I get over the fear in order to take the next step. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think the fear ever really goes away. Right. So I would say instead of trying to get over the fear of taking the next step, like actually, how do you create tools that help you move despite the fear? And so that's my invitation is move despite the fear, move even when it doesn't feel like it's the right time, make moves even when it feels really like there's all the fears there. It's
Yeah.
and I'm seeing someone in the Leslie saying, you know, transform it into excitement, because fear and excitement really are polar opposites on the same spectrum, right? So I love that so much.
I love that too. Yeah. I mean, Tony Robbins, Harbecker, they all say it, like act in spite of fear. I actually just got
Dance.
my wife this for Christmas. It says, let your faith be bigger than your fear. So that's something that we've
like
got in
that.
our bedroom. We wake up to that every day. So yeah. So okay, follow up an app. Yeah, we're working on the app too. The app is going to come back better than ever. 100%. But it's, you know, it's big undertaking. But we definitely will have, we're gonna have an interim solution available in the next 30 days. And then we're going to have like a revamped app that'll be much more integrated beyond that. But that is coming for sure. And just like with anything, if you guys have any ideas for us, any tweaks you want to see to the planner, because we are going to be changing the planner coming up. So any tweaks to the planner, anything you want in the app, anything at all that you think we could be doing better or different or advanced, please send it to us at any time. And we're always happy to take it into consideration. Someone has a connection to a great fulfillment company. That's awesome. Please, email us the contact info. I think we have a really great company, but always looking for new connections there. Hello.
Definitely.
Yeah, email us hello@projectevo.org. Lots of human design. That's awesome. Fear has the same physiology as excitement. Yeah, actually, the word excite comes from the word fear, which is really interesting. Let's see.
Here's excitement that has not taken a breath. I like that one.
Yeah,
Oof,
that's cool.
that's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, so best email address, hello@projectevo.org. Okay, anything that would support parents. There we go. Anything that would support parents and navigate the children with our visions. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
fascinating.
I think the thing with parents, the simple thing is, again, your brain type and who you are, and explaining that to your kids, and then just noticing. I mean, obviously, kids are developing, so it's like, who knows? But I think you can understand, like at an early age, you can start seeing tendencies and just understanding on a deeper level, like there's no, like someone's not off. It's just like the information they're giving you. It's like, how can I best, it's like any relationship, how can I best support them with how they process information, how they make decisions, what helps them thrive. And I think as a parent, with yourselves communicating to your kids, your needs and your type, and then also potentially theirs, having a conversation. I think education is so important, with all of this.
Yeah, there's I watched this awesome. I'm gonna get this video for you right now. Again, I mentioned
Okay, this is
sorry, I work with Jim Quick. He interviewed I think her name's the wellness mama, Katie Wells. And she has an awesome their interview is amazing around this. I'm just grabbing it. I'm gonna pop it in the chat there. And that specifically is around like homeschooling, but she really talks about like parenting as a whole. And there's some amazing stuff in there around really just aligning your purpose and your kids' purpose and vision, etc. So there's some really good stuff there. I sent it to one person individually. Hold on.
These are awesome questions, everybody. I really love the commitment here.
Cool.
The presence.
I just
really honor everybody.
I just dropped it in there. Okay, so last one, Chad. What does Evo mean?
Well, Evo was just really the name. We were thinking of like, okay, what type of name? We had an agency that was helping us, and one day I was like, wait a minute, like this is how we're evolving. Like this is our framework. So I was like, what's a shorter like name for that? And just Evo came out, and I was like, oh, okay. And if you remember way back when, we had a character Evo, and so it was really just that kind of going through. They want to call it smart planner and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, that makes me want to puke in my mouth. That's not going to work. So it's really that. But the premise that we're all here, we all care. We're all raising our hands like we want to get better. We want to evolve. We want to help people. We want to help ourselves. We want alignment. We care, and so that's kind of where it came from.
Cool. I love it. Evolution, baby.
That's what's up.
All right. So Chad, I know you got to jump at 5:30. We're going to do the contest, and then I don't know how long Carla's closing ceremony is going to be. But Chad, are you going to hang on till the end of it, or do you want to say goodbye and head off now? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I will probably take the video off and put myself on mute because I do have to jump in my vehicle at 5:30.
Okay.
So I will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thanks for again playing full out. It's so inspiring to see the faces, and this is why we do what we do. And definitely make sure you stay at the end here with Carla doing the last piece of this, because this is really about you and your vision and your life and this year. And just want to again give you the the inspiration and the courage that I see that you're taking the time to actually map out your life because you give a damn. So awesome job, and love you guys. Nice work.
All right.
Bada boom, bada bing, bada
Chad.
boom.
Everyone drop a bye chat in the chat. All right. Love you, man. Appreciate you. So, okay. So we're going to do the contest announcement right now, and then Carla will do a closing ceremony, and we're Dima, if you're still on, Dima, if you want to say something, we'll do the contest announcement now. And then Dima, if you want to say something, anything before Carla jumps in. And then once Carla does the closing ceremony, we're just kind of, we'll just let the energy go from there. And then we'll close the Zoom shortly after that. So, okay. So contest. All right. So we were hoping to get all of our tech and everything ready and launch a big sale today. We really want to give you guys a huge opportunity to get the planners for the year at the best value you've ever seen. We weren't able to get it ready for today, so we wanted to do a big contest. And so here it is. So the contest will be available. We're going to email it out, and so all the details. So, you know, you don't have to worry about jotting it down right now, but if you take it down now and you take action on it now, you know, it could increase your chances of winning. So basically it's a social media contest. So it's about making a post on either your Instagram or your Facebook and tagging the Evo page on Instagram or on Facebook, but making a post about one goal that you have going into 2023. And you can share more than one goal, but bottom line is share at least one goal that you have with your social circle, right? And this will do a lot of things. Obviously, I'm sure you know, it'll help you be accountable to your social circle, but also it could inspire and it could bring people along on your journey and inspire people to, you know, pursue their own goals as well. So on top of that, so you make a post either on Instagram or Facebook. Make sure you tag the Evo pages on whatever platform you choose. And then we want you to tag 3 friends, and then that's it. So make the post, tag us, tag 3 friends. And basically what we'll do is in a couple, we're going to do this until January 6th. So you have from now until January 6th to do this. And then I think the week, we don't have a date set yet, but the week of January 9th, we'll do another Instagram live. We'll jump on Instagram and we'll choose the winner. So what are you going to win? Well, basically we're going to do 3 kind of like grand prizes, but the top prize is essentially going to be for one person. You're going to win planners for the year, but you're also going to win planners for 3 of your friends too. So that could be super huge for you and your, whether it's your family members, your spouse, or your kids, whoever it is. Yeah, we're going to give you planners for yourself and 3 friends for the whole entire year. So that's 4 planners each. So, and then for a second and a third prize, we'll give just yourself, one of the other 2 winners, we'll give yourself planners for the year as well. So basically 3 people are going to get planners for the year, and then one of you are, and it's all random, just random drawing, one of you are going to get planners for 3 of your friends too for the year. So I hope that's exciting for you guys. And whether, you know, you share those planners with your, you know, if you have team members, you know, like maybe you are a CEO of a company or founder of a company, you want to share it with your team or your husband, your spouse, whoever it is, it's totally up to you. All right. So that's it. It's pretty simple. And then we have a prize for everybody who enters. So if you enter, everybody who enters is basically going to get, oh, sorry, my dog is saying hi. She just had puppies the other day, so she's a little bit needy right now. Everybody who enters, so all you need to do is make a post and tag 3 friends. Everybody who enters is going to get a full elements assessment for free. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the elements assessment. Has anyone here done the elements assessment? Can you drop it in the chat if you've done the elements assessment? Nice. A few of you have. Great. Yeah. So there's some questions coming about the contest. So I'll get to those in a second. But yeah, the elements assessment is like next level. So I mean, if you think the brain type is amazing, the elements assessment goes deeper, and it's basically, you know, this full, you know, kind of Bible, if you will, about the elements that you are. And it's much more thorough, and it's just absolutely profound. So typically, I think we charge about $50 for that. So essentially, you know, if you enter this contest, that automatically gives you a free elements assessment, and super powerful. So I hope that is exciting to everybody. Let's see, can you post on LinkedIn? We're just going to do Instagram and Facebook right now. We're not really prevalent on LinkedIn at the moment, and Instagram and Facebook is just easier to track as well. The reels, yeah, you can do a reels. It can be a reel post, 100%. Yeah, definitely. It can be a reel post. Yeah, it can be a video. You can do a video if you want to do a video. If you really want to share in depth, you could do a video. You could do a picture. You know, you could do a reel. Whatever the post is, that's totally fine. That's totally cool. What are the tags? So all you have to do is just tag the Evo Instagram. If you're making a post on Instagram, tag the Evo Instagram, or if you're making a post on Facebook, tag the Evo Facebook page. And then you tag 3 of your friends and try and get 3 of your friends into this, get them involved, bring them along on the journey. And so that way we can all, grow together. All right, so yeah, so that's going to, and you can actually, no, you know what, we changed that. It was going to be an only enter once. I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you. Okay, because we have, we're basically starting now, the contest is starting right now and going to the end of January 6th. Essentially, if you want multiple entries, you could do multiple posts, right? Because hopefully we have multiple goals. So what you could do is, in between now and the 6th, you could do 3 different posts and post your biggest goal each time. So every post you do will get you an additional entry into the contest. So thank you. We just made that change actually like an hour before the call. So awesome. So there we go. That's about it. Dima, are you on? Do you want to say anything, last words, and then we'll pass it off to Carla to close it up. And we're going to be sending out a replay. It will be available probably today's Wednesday, Friday. I think Friday we'll be able to get it out there, and then we'll send the contest rules as well over the next couple of days, and you'll be fully up to date on everything. So yeah, Dima, would you like to say anything before we pass off to Carla and close this out? And you're on mute, by the way, if you're trying to talk.
Just
There you go.
a heads up, I had to hop in the car as well, so I might lose service. I'm driving through a rough spot here.
It sounds like you're going through a time warp.
Yeah, I might be losing service where I just had to drive out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're crackling up, but yeah, give it a
Yep.
shot.
All right, I'll just say a quick thank you, everyone, and I am excited for next. And also, Paul, thank you, and I look forward to closing ceremony.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, I just want to say thank you as well. This is incredibly exciting. From the moment I heard this project many years ago, I loved it, and then when I reconnected with Chad just a couple months ago, and just the shared inspiration we had around this, and coming back around and bringing this out on a bigger, better level, I feel super grateful. And so, yeah, thank you everyone for showing up. And I look forward to supporting all of you and getting to know all of you even better. And again, reach out anytime, hello@projectevo.org, or reach out on our socials. So yeah, thank you. All right, Carla, I'm going to pass it off to you.
All right. So yeah, just so grateful and thankful to be on here with each and every one of you guys. To close us out, we're actually going to do a little something different than what we did in the beginning. And many of you guys know that your state of being creates your reality. It creates your world. And so today we're going to do something a little bit different in this moment. And that is simply, if you wish to, you're welcome to stand up with me. I'm going to be standing. We've been sitting for quite some time now. So I'm going to end up standing up. And we are going to be shaking our bodies and creating a resonance in our bodies of celebration, as if what it is that we are calling in and all of the many strategies and systems and structures that we are putting into place, as if they have already come through for us, that it is the year 2024, the first day, and we're celebrating 2023. And we're celebrating so many beautiful things. And so let us create a field of resonance around gratitude and celebration. And so it's very simple what we're going to do. We're going to stand up. We're going to plant our feet on the ground. And we're simply going to shake up and down. We're going to shake our hands. We're going to shake our bodies. And we're going to take really deep breaths in. And really, you can just sigh, exhale out through the mouth. We're going to do it just for a few minutes here. And it's just going to be an opportunity to shake out stagnant energy from 2022 and call in that celebration energy from 2023. You're probably not going to hear me once I put the music on. And so just shake. Breathe, dance around, move your body. Let's get playful. Let's get silly here for a little while. And then after these couple of minutes, we will just say farewells. And you're welcome to say farewells in the chat. So I'm going to put on some music, my friends. I'm going to stand up. You're welcome to stand with me. If it feels better for you to sit and shake in your seat, you're welcome to do that. We're going to shake it out and call in the beauty that we are ready to receive in 2023. So here we go. If you hear this okay, let's stand and shake it out. Gratitude. So grateful. Most beautiful year. Grateful for what are you celebrating? Sound, make a little sound while you breathe. My friends, take 3 more really good, deep, full breaths in and out. You're welcome to stand or keep shaking. And in this moment, creating a sacred agreement with yourself that your words create worlds and that you have the ability to create whatever it is that you have chosen here today. We are so grateful to have spent this moment and space and time with each and every one of you. I'm so grateful and excited to continue to walk into 2023 with you guys. Keep us posted as to how your goals are formulating as you move deeply into 2023, into your best here yet. And so make sure that you take some space, drink some water tonight, be in your own beautiful space to call in all of these beautiful souls. Blessings on your journey. I'll see you guys later.
Thank
Thank
you.
so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great evening, guys. You're welcome to unmute yourself if you'd like to and just give a hoot and a holler and a farewell for now if you feel called to. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Sally, love you. Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes. So beautiful, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Yes. All right. See you guys on the internet.
Thank you. Night, night.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Carla.
Yes.
Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.